And hello, and welcome to a special D&D one-shot that we're going to be doing. I have four somewhat newish players. They played with did a one-shot with me a month ago, maybe? It's been a while, actually. But I'm hoping to bridge this into the main campaign that I run every Sunday. So, I guess I will allow everyone to slowly introduce themselves. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I think I'm going to need something up to remember who's who, I think. I didn't prepare for that. But while I'm doing that, I guess we can start introducing ourselves. So I'm going to go down the list, and I will use your screen name, and then you'll have to say who your character name is, because I don't know your characters offhand. So, Coffee, if you'd like to say hi.
Howdy. So my character's name, Rush do go by Redwood, but they're usually just called Red, and they're a druid.
Awesome.
Circle of Shepherd.
Next we have Ezekiel.
Hey, I'm Ezekiel. I'm playing Marlon Quaker Jones the Seventh. I'm a fighter.
Awesome.
Dual wield.
Honorable. Third is Lucifer.
A dragonborn barbarian named Zirik Hiziri.
Yeah, he looks nice and beefy. And lastly we have Mandrake.
Hello. I am playing Lars, a changeling sorcerer. I forgot what I was playing for a second. This is a good start.
The best start.
I'm just going to adjust some audio things real quick, and I think we're ready to start up. You guys are fully aware that this is live, the pentagrams and stuff you're drawing, right?
Give it her name. That doesn't really matter.
It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that, they can watch it on stream if they want. With like probably a 10-second delay. Okay, so you are all four of you are currently in a lavishly decored room, a small apartment deep in the capital city of Ironfell. I'll give you a little backstory on Ironfell because the main campaign might. All right. I'm only gonna do one redeem. That's it. I don't like to do redeems during the D&D stream, but I'll do it. So you're in the main capital of Ironfell. Ironfell is in the main campaign. The party has never been there. They've only ever heard of it. But it is where the Goldmane Empire, or the colloquially called Human Alliance, or whatever you want to call it, originates from. It's not really humans. It's every race except for Elf. And then they are in a war with the Elven nation to the north, although I won't say any spoilers, but maybe it's a little bit less of a war and more of some other things. If you're keeping track of the main campaign, you might know some of that already. So it's a sprawling metropolis. It's somewhat militaristic, so there would be guards and merchants and busy streets, and you can kind of expect technology to be horse and carts, and it's a bustling city. And you guys are in one of the districts. I won't go into details on each of the districts because it won't really apply for you guys during this one shot. I'm going to railroad you quite a bit. You guys won't be able to just explore the city because it doesn't make sense for me to build a whole city for a one shot. That would be for possible next episodes. So you guys are in this lavish apartment with Mr. X, who has a cat. Probably doesn't have a metal hand, but I was quick to find pictures, so we're gonna go with this claw from Inspector Gadget as a stand-in. The entire thing will be doing theater in the mind. I didn't make any maps. It'll just be me speaking and then some imagery to kind of set the mood. So you arrive and Mr. X is offering you guys this opportunity, this job. And as he explains, "Oh, welcome, all of you. There is a letter coming from the front lines that we need to take and swap with this other letter." And he has another letter in his hand that has the same seal on it as well. And he explains, "The information coming to the capital is detrimental to us here in Ironfell. We need to intercept it and change it so that the proper military forces can be deployed. This is integral for the safety of everyone who lives here. And if you guys succeed in your mission, you'll receive 3,000 gold coins split between the four of you."
This sounds like a straightforward job.
It is.
Definitely a good pay.
Agrees with this.
There is one wrinkle, though. We don't know, or at least I don't know, exactly where this courier will be or the best time to swipe the letter from him. But I do know someone who does. And I need you to meet with this contact. And he will explain exactly how you can perform the heist.
Has question. Do you need the contact alive after?
I'm sorry?
Do you need the contact alive after this, or should we cover all traces?
I don't think you'll be in a situation to kill them. No, there's no need for murder.
This is a contact that may be useful in the future, I'm assuming, then?
It's someone part of our organization. There's no reason to be killing them.
Of course.
To meet with this contact, they will be attending tonight, and it has to be tonight, a masquerade ball that I want you four to attend. And you will find him because he will be wearing a red flower on his lapel. And that's how you'll know who is the contact. When you speak with him, he'll explain how to get to the courier and swap the letters.
There's no one else going to have a red flower on the lapel?
That's his calling.
Does not know what this lapel is.
On his coat, on his jacket.
Yeah.
There to take you.
Yeah.
I don't know if other people are going to also have flowers on their lapels. I suppose we'll find out. Is there some kind of
Code word?
secret phrase or something we can make sure it's
some
Is it a
secret
code?
phrase? Just ask him about the letter, I suppose.
What is the dress code?
I will give each of you the appropriate attire and masks to be worn. A suitable disguise to go in the front doors.
Excellent, excellent.
excellent.
As long as you are all willing to accept the terms, I will be waiting here when you have finished speaking with the contact. And we can worry about the second part of this mission at that point. And he does have a cat, and he's like petting it the whole time.
Derek's just staring at the cat, debating what it would taste like.
It would
Very well.
yeah, why don't you just roll knowledge for me real quick. Animal handling or general wisdom, intelligence, whatever you feel like.
Sure.
Why not? The first, you gotta break the ice with a roll somehow, and I'm okay with this.
Yes, what would the cat taste like?
Let's see if you know what the cat would taste like.
He's been out to some dodgy markets.
Okay, animal handling? Yeah. You imagine the cat would taste kind of sinewy and like a cat. Maybe with some
That's
spices
it.
it could be palatable. But
Siri prefers his meat crunchy.
Well,
The bones.
the four of you could introduce yourselves to each other, I guess, really quickly, if you want to just briefly describe each of yourself to each other, maybe what you look like, if any backstory elements you care about, or keep it brief and just say hi and give me your name, or give each other your name.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said my name already, but it's Marlon Quaker Jones the Seventh, or just Marlon or Mr. Jones. Yeah, I mean, my guy's like a fighter. I have like.
Sorry to interrupt. I mean, to each other, in RP.
Oh, I gotcha.
Unless you want to announce
Hey.
that you're a fighter to everybody, that's fine as well.
Yeah, I guess I'll shake whoever's closest to me's hand. Marlon Jones. I don't know anybody else's names, so. Redwood, is that somebody's name? Redwood. I'm gonna shake Redwood's hand.
Redwood
Is that not somebody?
does not respond, I suppose.
Nice to
Alright.
meet you, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Hi. I just thought we might want to know each other a little bit before we go and
Party?
do a job together.
Yes, that does seem like a good idea.
What's your name?
Lazarus Blackfoot, Baron of Dunstable, at your service.
All right, Lazarus. Marlon.
I am Zira Kaziri.
Zarek.
Zira Kaziri, yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Zarek.
Zira Kaziri will accept this.
Okay.
Well,
You're not-
let's go.
You're gonna draw attention to yourself speaking like that.
Speaking like what? I'm unaware of what you say.
Yes, I think you should possibly speak less when you're at their party. We don't want them catching on to who we are.
Zurich makes no promises.
I don't think that they'll just know who we are based on this nonsense from him, but
No, if they won't know who we are,
Also-
they'll know who he is. Who else speaks like that?
I think we should probably, when we're in the party, split up and cover more ground. There's no reason to think we'll be fighting or anything of that nature. This seems like the beginning, just simply making contact, and when one of us does, the rest of them can kind of circle up and make sure that they're not
No
being
one
eaten.
listens in?
Yes, we need like a signal of some kind to say that we found them.
Zurich would suggest dragon breath, but Zurich thinks that would draw too much attention.
I
Yes,
don't think we really need a major signal, but
look, I can cast message. I can just communicate to you if I find them myself. Should we keep in contact that way?
Zurich agrees.
that works.
Okay.
Excellent.
Let's go to a party.
It's party time. Because you are not allowed to do anything else in the awesome town, city / metropolis that I just told you about. Alright. You guys shortly arrive down a long path. No, sorry. Let me explain it, I guess, a little better. You head down an alleyway, and then beyond the alleyway, there's a long road, and then you come to a fancy mansion. And yes, the fancy mansion is a large photo. And you guys are just outside the eye shot of this fancy mansion. In some bushes or a tree of some sort. And there is there's a tree here that you can see. This is a place that you were meant to find. It's hollowed out and has a hidden compartment in the tree, allowing you to put your weapons and armor in it if you'd like. You suspect that wearing armor and weapons, you won't get through the front door. There are guards at the front door, but they are fancifully dressed, as well as all the other attendees of the ball.
Are they patting people down?
Yeah, you can roll perception from here if you'd like.
Okay.
Xerx sees nothing.
Nope.
Xerx too enamored by the fact that tree has a hole in it.
I got
Yeah.
a 16.
What else could that tree have in it? It just has a hole. What else? There could be secret treasures. Who knows?
It could be the secret to becoming a dragon.
So
Alright, I
you
got
wait, you
a
watch
guys.
for a little while.
I think he's hopefully gonna be good.
You see most people aren't being patted down. You could probably get away with having something small concealed, possibly. But you've only seen a couple go in, and as far as you could tell, they weren't patted down. But possibly, there's a chance they may. You're not really sure.
Okay.
Because most of the guests have already arrived. So, waiting
Would
for
a
more.
flute that's also kinda somehow a druidic focus be not suspicious?
Yeah, flute should be fine.
Yes, I can't see why a flute would not be fine, really. Who doesn't like a bit of music?
Yeah, that might be fine.
Exactly.
I'm
Place
gonna.
his weapons inside the tree. They're all too big to sneak in.
Yeah, well, yeah, one of you's a barbarian. I imagine your weapons
Yeah.
being snuck
I'm putting in my great club, my great axe, and my javelin.
So, also to mention, with that 16 perception, you notice that there are some other ways to get into this place, into this this party, this
Oh.
masquerade. If you were potentially wanting to keep your weapons on you.
Okay.
You notice that there
Self in a
is
fight
to the east of the building, there is a place that you could probably climb up and get in a window. It will require, climbing less than stable place to climb, so you can expect some kind of check.
With the image we have too, and the way you're describing it, just made me keep thinking of like Hitman or something.
Yeah, maybe.
um.
You're not
So-
planning to
You're
kill
Romeo
anyone.
and
So you
Juliet.
noticed a window. You also have noticed two other ways of entry. I'm just going to give you the whole gamut so you guys can make your decisions on if you actually want to toss your weapons or if you
Alright.
want to attempt a different way, if you feel your character is capable of entering it in a different fashion. The back of the building, you see guests kind of in a garden area. And you suspect that if you could potentially sneak past them or convince them that you were already in the party, that you weren't just, climbing over hedges, you might be able to get in through the back way. And lastly, you guys notice a strange shadowy figure kind of off in the distance, just kind of eyeballing you. He's also in the bushes somewhere. And maybe he might help you in some fashion if every other method fails you.
Alright.
I'm gonna title him the Nefarious Stranger because that's what I wrote in my notes.
Ooh. Do you want to try this window, perhaps? I don't know if I feel comfortable.
I feel like I just want to kind of lay it out so everyone kind of understands what's happening here. Each form of entry is going to require different skill sets. So it's possible that depending on how you built your character, you may find you're better at persuasion. You might find you're better at athletics. You might find yourself better at stealth. So maybe you, or do you want your weapons or not, is also a consideration.
Would climbing be like athletics versus stealth?
It would just be an athletics climb.
Okay, so maybe stealth would be trying to go around back.
Yes.
Hmm.
But it's up to
Okay,
you
well-
guys. You can all four choose to go the same way and just see what happens, or you can split up if you feel different ways of entry suit your needs better.
Xeric would like to go down the front, but is not persuasive enough to pull it off, so we'll just climb up the side if no one else can talk him in.
Okay. Are you going to keep
Alright.
your weapons?
No, I'm ditching them to better blend in.
Okay.
Alright, well, fellas, I think I'll be going through the front.
Well, you
I
can.
will
If
follow.
you don't have weapons, you can just go through the front. Probably.
Yes, I believe you have an invite. It's simply if you want to keep your weapons, you'd have to try
Yeah, that's
getting in
what
another way.
Or just follow behind Lars.
I'll put my weapon in a tree, then I'll wait for the others to make their decision.
You know what? I want to check out this stranger.
You want to see the nefarious stranger?
Yeah, I want to go over. I guess. Can I tell anything about him before I go talk to him, or is it just kind of just standing there?
Sure. You can give me perception again.
Perception. Okay.
How's your dark vision? Are you human? Okay. So
I'm just a human. Yeah.
that's still
Oh,
quite good
23.
for perception. Yes. He looks relatively harmless. Doesn't seem to be very physically built. But you do suspect that he has a concealed knife. Whether that's for, what that's for, you'll have to maybe get closer or speak to him to find out what that knife would be for. Could just be personal protection.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go over to him.
Sure. Okay. You're about 10 feet away, and he sees you, and he looks happy, and he's kind of waving you over. Ah, yes. Hello.
Hi there. What are you doing around here?
You look like someone who wants to get in the party. I can help you.
All right. What? What do you? Continue. Proceed.
Oh, you want to know what is for me? Well, nothing is free in this life. All I ask for is a small vial of your blood, and then I will smuggle you in. Weapons and all, if you wish.
And how do I know you can promise? You can fulfill your promise?
I mean, you can make an insight check if you'd like.
Okay.
You'll have to trust me. You suspect he's telling the truth. You're not sure how he can do it.
Okay, but I can. It doesn't seem like he's fibbing. Don't really want to hand out my blood. There is such a thing as magic in this world, so.
I understand. Tell your friends. I see them over there too. Maybe one of them needs help.
Yeah, well, thank you for your help, sir. I'll walk away.
Yes, and he will creepily. He's just like wringing his hands. He's just staring at you with this smile. Yes. Yeah, you can go back to the rest of the group.
All right, I'm thinking maybe I should just go around back.
Was the odd-looking man especially strange then?
Yeah, I don't think we really want to go with him.
No, he seems like a shady sort.
It doesn't seem like many of you are looking to smuggle your weapons in. For me, it just seems unwise for me to not have anything on me.
Xeric is tough enough to escape, I believe Xeric believes.
Well, would a dagger do you?
I do have a dagger. I have multiple daggers.
I mean, like, would you just need a dagger? Would that make you feel safe in there?
It's not really about feeling safe, but I suppose there's a sense of security, yeah.
Well, why did you just say it is a religious item? Some part of your religion. It's an artifact, something that you must have on you. If you're persuasive enough, they might just let you walk through with it, completely untouched.
I don't have like a ritual dagger on me or something.
It does not need to be a ritual dagger. You simply say it is a plain dagger. That is your ritual dagger.
I don't know. I'm not like an expert liar. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go
Zasmus is an
around
expert
back.
warrior.
I'm just gonna go around back. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go around back.
Okay, and how did everyone else decide what they were gonna do?
Well, I'm going through the front.
Okay.
Gonna let Lars talk in.
Of course, that's like putting my weapons and armor in the tree.
Okay. Is that,
I'll put
did
my
anyone
my,
keep
like,
weapons on?
scimitars.
I think it was Marlin who's gonna keep his weapons. I'm assuming as he tries to sneak by. Is everyone else going through the front door?
Believes that
Yep.
the case.
Okay. They say never split the party, but I'm doing it anyways. So I will start with since it takes a little time for you to get around to the back. While you're busy
Sure.
climbing shrubs and whatnot, we'll deal with the other three as they try to enter the main entranceway. As you walk up to wearing your awesome outfits and your sweet masquerade masks, you're met by the two bouncers or guards or whatnot at the beginning. And they welcome you. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Are you invited?
Yes, we must. Yes, we have been invited, and well. Oh yeah, sorry for turning up late. You know how things can be.
So they ask for your invitations each, and I'll just cut to the chase. All three of you need to make persuasion to convince them that you are legitimately invited to this ball.
Dun, dun, dun,
If
dun.
we work together, can we get advantage?
You have to each do it for yourself. They will individually throw out people if you roll poorly.
We got some on, right? 12, 23.
Oh,
Turn around
no.
and walk away.
Oh,
That's
no.
That last one was perception.
Oh, yeah, that was perception. What is your... You don't have to re-roll, but what is your persuasion Not that it matters. It could be 10, and you'd still have only rolled.
1.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm just gonna turn around and say nothing. Not Xeric knows
yeah,
what not to speak.
they look at the Dragonborn and they question why he would be here, and yeah, he just steps away.
Whoa, racism.
A little bit of racism, yeah, slight amount of racism to the Dragonborn.
Could kill a bunch of people, so.
It's like the acceptable kind of racism. Jeez.
Yeah. All lives but dragons matter.
Oh my god. This is horrible.
Xeric will burn this to the
Not
ground for that.
We
Just
need
in this
we need
situation,
activists in
not
this world.
necessarily in all of Ironfell. But yeah, they allow Redwood and I'm sorry, I forget. Lazarus, was it?
Yes.
Lazarus into the ballroom. Zarek, do you want to choose one of the other ways to enter?
I'm gonna go with the climbing up, so that's
Climbing
an
the window?
athletics check.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you go to the side to climb around the window, I'm gonna quickly cut to. Sure, I'll use that in a minute. I'm gonna cut to Marlin, who's sneaking around the back. It's up to you. You can either try to sneak past the. You notice there's like a couple of guests near the hedges that you'd have to climb over and conspicuously. You can either try to talk your way past them, or you can slip past them sneakily. That's your choice.
Okay, yeah, I want to sneak. That's better for
Sounds
me.
good.
As long as I don't roll horribly. Yeah, so I will
Roll that stealth.
Oh.
An 8. Yes, they. You try to climb over the hedge, and you snap a hedge twig. Sure, hedge twig, and they turn over and they see you. Out for an exercise, are you? You can still try to talk your way out of it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, I've got okay persuasion. Yeah, I just was looking for. I heard a cat meowing.
Oh, cats! Those devilish things. I hope you scared it off. And yes,
Well, I don't hear it anymore, so
You've successfully persuaded your way past these slightly inebriated guests.
Thank God.
Okay, I guess since we already did the athletics roll, yeah, 20-something, you'll definitely climb that window without issue.
They just shimmy right on up.
Yeah, you don't even need, like, rope or anything. You're just like, pop, 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 and you, yeah, you're cool. You're up there. So, as we move to the ballroom, give me one moment, and I will change the theme image. Whoa! And I made the noise when I didn't do it. There we go. Whoa! Fancy
Whoa.
empty ballroom. Well, we're gonna imagine there are people in this ballroom, masquerading, if you will.
Ghosts.
In addition to this, though, those that entered through the front door, you're immediately in the ballroom with all the other guests, and someone comes and brings you drinks, and there's hors d'oeuvres. But the two that have entered in alternate routes, give me a sec to decide who I would like to deal with first. We're going to deal with our barbarian friend. So as you creep up to the window, or as you enter through the window, I should say, you go through, you enter an empty hallway where there are no guests, and as you walk through it, you're stopped by a person. And why not? I've got a really lame image for when there's a person stopping you. Yes,
This
they
is a
look.
fight. I'm going to eat him.
It's a menacing person. You learn very quickly. I'm just going to skip over the dialogue because I don't really know how to RP this. But there is a second group of people hired by someone else to perform the same, find the same contact as you and steal the same letter, and they are here to stop you. So this person does not mince words and immediately draws a dagger and charges at you. And if you would like to, let's roll some initiative.
Oh, well. I can end this quickly.
It's 1v1, so... yeah,
19.
you won the initiative.
Right? Oh. I'm going to use my... what was it? I'm going to use my dragon hide feet and whip out my claws and take a swing at him.
Go for it. Uh, 16 hits and 7 damage. Yes. He takes... You slash into this cloaked figure. And he recoils. 7 points of damage. Just doing some quick math in my head. I'm just going to write this down somewhere real quick. Yes. And then they will... Unless you have something else you'd like to do. That was your bonus, and I guess that was everything, right?
That is everything I can do
Okay.
this turn. I'm going to save my rage.
All right. He's going to come at you with his, scream dagger. You know, from the movie Scream. A 9. I'm guessing a 9 doesn't hit you.
Not at all.
And an 18.
That hits.
And he will dagger you for 4 points of piercing damage.
Daggering on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Jabs me and I look wholly unconcerned.
Okay, it's your
Daggering in
turn.
the closet?
Huh?
It's your turn.
Yeah. I'm going to take another swing at him. I'm probably not going to use my dragon breath this encounter.
Okay. Yeah, another 7 points of damage easily as you dig deep into his
Flesh?
flesh. Yes, through his armor. He's armed, unlike you, but it doesn't seem to matter.
Not at
Coming
all.
at you
Especially
again
not-
with the dagger. Does a 15 hit
That matches my AC.
and a 16, so he's gonna get you twice. 5 and 3. 8 points of... it's piercing, right? Not that it matters a whole lot.
Yeah.
Stabby stab! He perforates you slightly. I know that you're tough, though, so I'm guessing you're not too concerned still.
Oh no, I had 41 when I started this.
Well, he's done some damage to you. It's your turn.
I take another swing at him with my claws.
Yep. Yes, excellent. That's 6 points. He does not look good. The blood is dripping from the wounds. He's kind of going slack in some parts of his
Intimidate check.
muscles.
Xeric will give you one chance to surrender.
If you do, I will leave you then. And he on his turn decides to use the disengage action and starts moving away. It's a long hallway. You could chase him down if you want, or you can wait 6 seconds and he'll be gone.
Like 30 feet away from you or less.
Yeah.
I want to hit him with my breath attack.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
It's a dex saving throw.
Excellent. What do I need? 14? 13?
What kind of breath attack?
DC of 12, lightning. I'm a blue dragon.
He gets only a 10, so he's going to take the full breath damage.
It might be a little bit loud.
It might be. It might be. We'll see what happens. 9 lightning damage. Okay, 9 does not kill him, but it does take him down to very low life. As you blast this lightning through the hallway, doors, burst open, and he bolts it at that point. If you're not going to chase him.
Oh, I'm going to chase him down.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. He's nearing the end of the hallway, but you have, let's just say, you moved after your lightning breath, so you're still within 30. Go ahead and you can move in and attack or do whatever you'd like.
Bringing him down.
Okay. A 13 does hit, and 5 damage is enough. As this man slumps to the ground, and as he is perishing, you notice that he has a tattoo on his chest that looks like a black sword with black bat wings. You don't know what that means, but you find it interesting. The noise in the ruckus does start to call the attention of guards, but there are many empty rooms that you could just duck into if you wanted.
I've done nothing wrong. I was attacked and killed the attacker.
Okay.
I'm clearly not armed. So,
Sure.
I'm going to let them investigate.
Okay, so you're not going to attempt anything? You're just going to wait for them to come up and speak with you?
Yep, I've got nothing to hide.
Okay. The guards approach. They see the dead body, and one of them starts dragging it off, and the other looks at you and says, "What happened here?"
Out of nowhere and tried to kill me. I clearly want that encounter.
Okay. Give me perception. Or persuasion, I'm sorry.
Would I have advantage since I'm telling the truth?
I'll just adjust the DC appropriately. Okay, he trusts you. All right, I believe you, but no more fighting, okay?
Of course.
We have important guests to protect. And he heads back down to the party. You're free to enter the party as the rest of your companions did. So you're
Check out those empty rooms.
Sure, they're just empty like bedrooms. There's like a storage closet. It's just general like rich people extra rooms.
No shiny things I can take.
Sure, you can do a quick investigation if you'd like.
Hoard somehow.
Sure. You find some jewelry. You find 2 gold rings and a pearl necklace. You're unsure the worth of these items, but you can take them.
I'm just going to slip a ring on and, well, actually I'm just going to hide them in my pockets.
Excellent. Okay, and then you'll go back to the party?
Yep, I'm just gonna hang
Okay.
out around the corners, maybe just sip on a drink.
Excellent. So you're in the ballroom. We now have 3 out of our 4 in the ballroom. Our friend who snuck in the back is going to find
Marlon?
himself in a very similar situation. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. You find yourself moving through an empty kitchen and are also attacked by a knife-wielded character of similar repute. He is about 30 feet away and is going to attack you. I would like us to roll initiative, if that's all right.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
9.
yeah, he's quicker than you on this one. So he's gonna close the distance, and he's going to make his attacks on you. Ooh, a 22
Jesus Christ.
and a 9.
22 hits.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as he gives you no moment to speak and just gives you a little stabberino, a little dig in you. It's your turn. How would you like to respond?
So am I close? Like, can I hear like the party going on?
Yeah, you've got this area. Maybe the next room over is empty as well, and then probably party goers. You must imagine this mansion has more than one kitchen if you're in an empty kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to fight this guy. I kind of want to just
Sure.
maybe I'll. Yeah, I guess I'll disengage. Well, no, because disengage.
I guess behind you would be outside again, which is where all the party guests were.
Oh, can I get out there faster than going through?
Then going past, yeah, probably. If you'd like to just disengage and run back into the mess of people.
Hmm. Can I, you know what? I'm gonna use my, I want to try to just like shove him.
Okay.
Just like shove him to the side or shove him into something or whatever. Where's my athletics?
Athletics versus athletics.
I guess if he has better acrobatics, then he can do that. Oh, 18, nice.
No, he fails. Yeah, you easily push him back.
Okay,
Or
I just want to like shove him
into
down.
some like he's like crashes into some pots and pans and even manages to like cut himself on a knife that was on one of the counters. Yeah, you're free to move past.
Okay, I guess. Oh, what's his name's Mr. X or something, right? Our
The
guy.
person who hired you, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, since apparently we somehow know that these are all like they're going against us, I'm just gonna say, like in a quiet, harsh whisper, Mr. X sends his regards, and then I'm gonna go into the other room and try to go as far as I can to get into a room with people in it.
Yeah, give me. I don't know what to have you roll there. I'm just gonna roll a die. Yeah, you're fine. You manage to get past him. By the time he gets up and kind of covers the wound that he kind of accidentally got when he fell into the cutlery, you're already gone, and he just stares at you as you pass through the exit out the back of the kitchen, and you enter into the ballroom as well.
Okay.
So all 4 of you are now in the party masquerade. Do 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 do. There's music playing. There's people having a good time. You can overhear some conversations. There's some of the upper crust here talking about things like the war effort and how things are stalled and how Goldmane is planning to send a powerful sorcerer and a large amount of soldiers to bolster the efforts there. Hopefully we can defeat the elves soon. Hopefully we will have their riches for ourselves. Yes, yes. You just hear noble chatter. A lot about the war. People really don't like the elves for some reason. And hope that they can plunder and take back to the capital things. Because that's, bureaucracy and nobles and somewhat corrupt individuals. But after all that, the four of you, I don't know if you all necessarily met up, because I know that our Dragonborn friend wanted to stay on the outskirts, but maybe the other three of you met up and are kind of milling around through the party.
I mean, I'll catch the attention. I don't know if I need to hurry over, but I'll be nod at you guys. And I'll look around for a guy with a red lapel.
I'd like to start moving around the different social circles of people talking. Just slowly move around those, sipping my drink, go listen to some chatter.
Okay.
I'm just mesmerized, just God, I never seen something so fancy before. I'm just I'm kind of looking around wow.
Okay.
My way over to Marlin, trying not to make a scene.
Okay, Ken. Okay, so Redwood was an. I'm gonna say. Sorry, it was. Not Lars.
Lazarus?
What? Yeah.
Yes.
you said you were milling around, right? And Marlon, you said you were looking for the person. What did you say you're doing, Zarek?
My way over to Marlin, just trying to let him know that I was attacked, since the others seem like they're doing something.
Okay. Can Lars and Marlon both do investigation for me real quick to see if you managed to find a man with a red flower?
No, I did not. I've just been enjoying my drink a bit too much.
Well, I got a 13.
A 13? Yeah, that's good enough. You find. You do notice a man with a red flower on his lapel wearing a fox mask. Because everybody is wearing, themed masks to masquerade, but this is the first time anyone's cared.
I'm going to assume I'm wearing a lizard mask.
Sure. Yeah, so no mask is what you're saying.
No, very funny.
Cosplay. Everybody's commenting on your suit.
It's got holes and realistic blood.
God, yeah, this guy's really putting the effort in.
Is that corn syrup? So, okay. So I guess I'll let whoever come over and find me if they're making their way over.
Sure.
Could I roll for something, see if I somehow bump into someone while distracted by all the pretty little decorations?
Are you looking for something?
Sure.
Not necessarily a chance thing, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to have you roll there. You can just roll me acrobatics, and we'll just see how hard you bump into this person. You manage to. They bump into you, but no one spills their drink. You manage to kind of move out of the way and make sure that no one is hurt. But as you notice the person move past you, is a man with a red flower on his lapel, wearing a raven's
Oh, right.
mask. So you've seen one with a fox mask and one with a raven's mask so far. Two. You asked earlier, and yes, bit of a spoiler, but there may be more than one person wearing a red flower.
Zell does not find that surprising. Not Zell. Zero
it's kinda
does not
tropey.
find that surprising.
So, well, whatever.
Alright, so who's coming over to me?
Xeric is.
Okay, are you over here yet? Or?
assume I am. I just whisper over to you. I was attacked on the way in.
Yeah, keeping my voice low, I'll be like, yes, it seems there's another party seeking the same information we are.
They had a tattoo. The one I killed had a tattoo of a some. What was the tattoo again? It was something with black wings.
He asks into the air, and the air whispers back. It was a black sword with black wings.
Oh my
Black-
god, that's an amazing ability. You can air will remind you stuff.
Yes, it comes with my barbarian totem abilities. The air is my spirit animal.
Would I know what that is?
No.
Yeah.
I guess you're the DM now. You just tell him. You want to know if you recognize what he's describing?
When he describes it, would I know, or can I roll? Would I not know?
You can roll. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm not sure what you would roll. Let's just say history. I'm just gonna pick history. Out of nowhere.
Okay. I don't have any kind of intelligence stuff, so I think it's all about the same.
Okay, a 2.
Did I to assist him with trying to figure it out?
Yeah, go ahead. You can just roll your own history check.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that before. But...
Yes, you guys are baffled.
Found it.
You have seen tattoos before, luckily. That's not new to you.
That's
the
not new.
specific tattoo. Yes.
Well, I just spotted someone with a red lapel, and it appears, so is it Redwood? That's what you told us your name was, or is it Piper?
It's red.
Okay. It appears Redwood also has bumped into someone else with a red lapel, so I'm gonna check out the one I spotted. And I want to keep
Just
her
nod
out.
and say, go for it. I'll try to keep an eye out for any more enterprising individuals.
Excellent. Can I get to the one that I'm going to? Is he closer, or is the one that Redwood is by?
It's all about the same. I wouldn't worry about distances in here.
Okay, I just kind of want. Well, I was considering going by Redwood and like making a quick info, like talk, be like,
Yep.
"What's up?"
That's fine. It can be on the
Okay.
way.
So
Yeah,
I
it's fine.
stopped by Redwood. I saw that you bumped into someone with a red flower in their lapel. Did you ask them who they were?
Not yet. Didn't get the chance.
Oh, right. That was like a second ago. Okay. Well, I'm checking someone out over here. Just remember, ask them about the letter, right? That's what he said. Just mention the letter, like if they have it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just ask them about the letter, and
You guys, I'm not sure which of you. Actually, I guess. Sorry, no. He wouldn't have given you the false letter yet. I'm just being stupid. Continue.
okay. So I'll go over to the one that had the fox mask.
Okay. He's just drinking a drink and eating a small morsel.
Okay. I'll just say, for start off with like some like mild small talk, like, oh, it's a interesting party tonight.
Yes, it is an interesting party. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yes. I wonder if you've heard anything about this a letter, perhaps.
Letter? Like a love letter?
I'm not quite sure.
Is it from you? Do you need me to deliver? I have people for that sort of thing.
Can I roll insight, or can I tell this guy doesn't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you can make an insight.
Okay. It seems like he doesn't know, but I mean, maybe he
Yeah, go
secret
for it.
he's trying to be. 15.
He's hiding something, but you don't know if it's related to the letter.
Okay. So would I be able to tell with the insight roll, and maybe not, but if persuasion or intimidation would work better on this guy?
You suspect that he would be. He'd probably be easily intimidated.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I could size him up properly. Okay, I want to just roll intimidation. I'm not trying to freak the guy out. I just kind of want to like go up to him a little bit, get a little bit in his personal space, and be like, you know what I'm talking about. Tell me what you know, or something like that.
All right.
16.
That's a pretty good intimidation. Okay. I'm not supposed to be here. You've convinced me. I'll leave now. And he starts making his way out of the party, afraid that you're going to have him thrown.
Maybe I should pickpocket him.
You can try.
No, I don't care. Obviously, this guy is not who I'm looking for.
He
They'll
leaves.
see
He
this
leaves
man
the party.
running.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sip my drink and just shake my head. The art of diplomacy is truly dead.
Would I have a chance to intercept this guy?
Oh, this poor man.
Sure, yeah.
Wait,
He's
I
on the way
just-
out, and you step in front of him, and he has to stop. What?
Met my associate over there. Apologies, he's not the best with manners.
What in the hell? I'm gonna come over there.
Okay. He's sweating now. He's perspiring. He's very
what are you-
concerned.
I slightly raise my hand as if to tell Merlin not to get involved.
No, I'm telling you not to get involved. I make the same motion back. What the hell are you doing?
This seems to be something between the two of you. I'm sure I'm not needed.
You may just be, but maybe not. Hopefully this will just work itself out with no problem.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and do the equivalent of flipping him off, and then I'm gonna look over where Redwood's at.
While they do that, could I like strike up the conversation with the other red
Yes, you
flower
can.
man?
Yes. I'm gonna attempt yet another voice. Let's see if I can do it. Hello. How are you doing?
Yes. Greetings, doing quite lovely. What a lovely party indeed. Yes.
Yes, it is.
I was just wondering, may you happen to know about a letter?
A letter? Well, that's an interesting thing to ask. Can I maybe know who you work for? You don't look like a noble.
You know,
I kind of like look around, not sure like is not 100% sure if this is the one, and if I should spill the beans.
I'll walk over.
Hello.
I'll walk over for this one.
A team effort, I can see.
Yes, hello, my good man.
Are you a collector of letters as well?
Ah, yes, indeed. You can tell a lot about a person by the contents of a letter, I always find.
Yes. So, the two of you are working together on this letter endeavor?
Yes, we're a mutual friend of ours wants a letter collected for him. I'm sure you understand. Now, with all these silly maths, and of course, it's very hard to tell who the right man is.
Sure, I can definitely help you with this. But I must know the name of the person you work for before entrusting you with such information.
We work. Well, you know, they're quite far at the end of the alphabet, shall we say.
I nod.
How about,
I feel like it's not like that bad to say that. I don't think it's his actual name.
No, even so. So, there's a reason anonymity.
I can help you. I have the information you seek, but it's in my study. Would you come with me?
Yes, of course, of course.
Would you?
One second, I'm just going to send a message for Dragonborn.
You want some
Ju-
backup?
Yeah, just going to send a secret message to Dragonborn using the message spell to tell him that we found the man to accompany us.
I turn to the noble I'm talking to and say, "Never mind. Please do forget this occurred."
As you start to,
And I follow.
sorry, what kind of components are there for message?
Components,
I think
a short piece of copper wire, and I just need to point my finger.
Is it? Sorry, it's just material.
No, I have to point my finger.
Oh, okay.
Point your finger towards a creature.
There's no somatic or verbal components.
I think the somatic is pointing.
I think there's a bit of a whisper. There's a whisper.
Okay. I just
The
wanted to
target,
confirm
and only the target, hears the message.
that this is a covert enough maneuver that you can get away with it. Sure, yeah. So you let our Dragonborn friend know what's up.
Yeah, I just tell the noble I'm with, never mind, it seems the situation has worked itself out. I do wish you have a good day.
Fox Mask tosses his mask aside and bolts.
Can I get a look at his face when he runs?
Sure.
This poor man.
He has a human male face. He's a bit of a scruffy to him. You can remember his face possibly for later.
Oh, I'm definitely going to look for this man later.
Okay. I suspect after the episode is over, he will be dead.
Yes.
Damn.
Unnecessarily.
So-
I know your
Or
face.
robbed.
You will die now. Okay.
It looks as if they're walking away with that other man. Do you think that they perhaps found him?
Yeah, I'm just following behind discreetly, using the crowd as cover to slowly work my way their way.
Do you want to
Yeah, so
communicate to me at all, or?
You just
thought-
flipped me off.
Yeah, because you were getting in my. I talked to the guy, and then he was leaving, and then got in the way.
Did not see it that way.
But
But yes,
brought
I do
children.
nod my head
I'm gonna
towards
say
you,
everyone
as if to follow.
but Marlin is following the Raven masked person.
I guess now I will, because everyone else
but-
is going.
But before you see them leaving, but then as you see them leaving, you see a third man with a red flower on his lapel wearing a frog mask.
I will go after that guy then.
Okay. So the man with the raven mask takes you back to.
I do want to keep an eye, like where they go, like which door they go through or whatever, so
Okay.
I can go find
They
them
go
if I
through a
need.
doorway, but then that doorway leads to a hallway, which you wouldn't be able to see necessarily.
Okay.
And then he comes to the study's door, and he goes to open it, and we hard cut back to Marlin. You may speak with the frog mask man if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to him, and this time I'll just be a little bit more straightforward. Are you the messenger with the letter?
Do I have a letter? Interesting. What is your name, good sir? He's chewing on like a piece of meat. past his
I
mask.
guess I'll just say I'm not sure my name concerns you, but perhaps the name of my employer would.
I don't care about that. That doesn't matter to me. I can give you what you want. But I'm just curious. What kind of combat prowess do you have? I'm very curious about adventurers.
He's asking like my combat prowess. I guess I don't know how to describe it, but I guess I would just say like I mean I have a background as a soldier, so I'll just say like what regiment I was in or something. I don't know.
Military man. Yeah, that's great. Yes, I can tell you. No problem. Yes, the courier is coming. coming. Tomorrow you'll be close by. Not too far out of town. And I'm slowly doing an accent by accent. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to sound like
It's
a frog
fine.
in my throat because it's funny. But anyways. Yes, he always stops at the same inn every day, every night to have a nightcap and meet with one of the barmaids. It would be very easy to switch letters with a man that drunk at that opportune moment.
Okay. I feel like I should just probably roll insight, but it seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, I will. I'll roll that. I'm not
If that's where he's mad as a hatter or drunk.
sure. Just a 10. So I
You're
suppose
pretty
regular.
confident that he's telling the truth, but with a 10, your confidence level is partially in your head. So I mean, take that. How you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, I think that I believe him. I think that I already did, and I just kind of wanted to maybe do a quick scene. I think that I'm a little bit distracted, maybe, just because I'm about 90% sure. I was like 70% sure before, but now I'm 90% sure that they're walking into a trap. So I am
So-
gonna go try
Where'd
to
you go about the muscle?
So,
them
question,
immediately.
Question.
would during all this, would it have been counted as a short rest since we're just eating and walking?
What, for an hour?
I don't know how long this party's been going for.
Let me consult the manual.
I don't.
No.
Oh my
It
god.
does not
Walking
count as
around
short
and doing
rest.
things in a party is counts as that.
If anything, you guys should all be doing possible constitution checks to see if the liquor is kicking in. But we'll let that
I was
slide. For
drinking at all, but
now.
I'll
was
be
hoping to
honest,
get my
I was
breath weapon
absolutely
back.
drinking.
you guys are all drunk and you're following this guy into a trap. Great.
Probably
So,
took a
wait-
sip of something.
We're gonna hard
I
cut
just-
back, even though you guys, don't necessarily know the meta of what just happened. Did someone get my? Why is there a frog in your throat? Yes, see, you got my joke, which was
Friend.
super
Well,
funny, so funny. Okay, so as you come to the study, the door opens and he walks in. Come in, yes, come in. It's on my desk right there. I'll explain everything.
Do you signal for me to come in, or should I wait out in the hall?
It's redwood.
Is there anyone else in like the hall?
In the hallway? It's just you three and him.
In the room.
in
Is
the-
anyone in the room?
In the room? Sure. Make a perception for me.
Right.
Can you just bring it to the hall? It'd be easier.
You notice the room is dimly lit. You don't know if there is anyone else in the room.
Oh, I have a dark vision.
Wait, who?
I have dark vision.
Who are you?
Lazarus.
What race are you?
Oh, it's just it's actually my spell casting thing.
Yeah, because you're a shadow.
Shadow.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, even with your dark vision, you don't notice anyone.
Damn it.
Sorry, what is this?
You guys are all about to die, so
Why do you think I brought the muscle?
I'm just. I mean, I guess I'm essentially the only person who isn't probably returning, and my character survives.
Hey, you got all that sweet gold.
Are you coming in or what? I don't
I'm
have
just
all party to spend with you.
Well, he said that he had the letter, right? Now our employer said he had the letter.
No, I have information about the letter. I have its location. It's just on my desk. Come on in. We'll have a drink in here.
Why not in
Oh.
the hall?
I'll walk in.
Okay.
If you guys motion for me not to, I'll enter as well.
I'll stay at the doorway.
Just hit the doorway.
How does my message spell work?
I don't want
exactly?
everyone to hear our conversation. I cannot leave the door wide open. His accent is changing too, apparently.
That's.
But there's no one else around?
party. Anyone could be listening. Come in, or let me close the door, and I will talk to your friend.
In with Lazarus.
Yeah, he's at the door, and he's getting ready to start closing it now.
Just put my hand in and let myself in. I just nod at them.
Why does your name say Lars?
Lazarus, his name is, I think.
I know, but why does it say Lars?
Right, because Lazarus is like the form I'm doing. Lars is the name of the changeling.
Oh, okay. That's mildly confusing, but I gotcha.
It's deliberately meant to be.
Okay, so
It would be worse if you changed it every
Lars and
session.
Zarek are in the room. Is that correct?
Yep. I assume Redwood's just standing guard in the hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And he closes the door, and he locks it with a key, and he pockets the key. Yes, it's just over here. And as he approaches his desk, you notice now, with your dark vision, of course, that there were actually not shadows in the corners, but two cloaked figures like the ones that we had seen earlier. Actually, only Zarek had seen earlier. They step forward, out with daggers drawn. And the man...
Do you wish to end up like your friend?
I will avenge what you did to him. And the other one...
He was a coward.
Well, you don't look like you are any better off now. Ah!
Can I just quickly try and intimidate them?
Sure.
Sure.
How
I'd
would you
like to
like to
take off my.
Yes.
I'd like to take off my mask and just change my face into a horrifying rictus.
I
Okay.
grin ominously in the background to give assistance.
I just have my ear pressed against the door.
Intimidation? Sure.
Intimidation of 18.
19 on my end,
20.
20 on my end.
They both are about to attack, and they stop for a moment. They're kind of paralyzed for a second. If you'd like to, you can have a surprise round.
Yeah, I'd like to
Sure.
take that surprise round.
I'd
Okay.
like to start raging as my bonus action.
Sure. Can we roll
And-
initiative real quick?
Sure.
Would you say they're more than like 5 feet away?
Yeah, they're pretty close together. Everyone's pretty close.
No, I mean like are they 5 feet away from us?
Let's say 10 feet, just so you're not in immediate melee.
Good.
It is a
Since
study,
we have a
so I mean, it's
surprise
not very
round, I'm
big.
gonna walk up and hit
Oh,
them
wow,
with my claws.
So it'll be... So you can each have your surprise round. Sorry, what did you do? You walked up and clawed one of them?
Yep.
Did you say you were
In the
raging?
throat. Yep, I am.
And you had the claws
So-
out this whole time? You didn't put them back?
Well, it's not an action to unsheath them because it's a racial feature, I suppose. So I just
Oh.
pop them out. I just pop them out and deal 7 slashing damage.
Okay, yeah. You got one of them. 7 points of damage. Give me one moment here.
Quick question.
Yes?
Do I hear any of this, or is the door dummy sick?
You do hear the commotion, but the door's locked.
Uh-oh.
Use your magic to break it.
What would Lars like to do on his surprise round?
I mean, I'd like to cast Witch Bolt.
Awesome. On the hurt one or the fresh one?
Oh, let's go for the hurt one.
Okay. What is that? A save of some sort?
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, you gotta roll to hit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
12. Ooh, no. 12 does not hit. The bolt strikes over his shoulder and hits the room, the wall of the room, and actually like blows like a small hole, and you can see into the room beside it that also has no one in it. Ah! All right, now we're gonna start actual round of combat. Surprise is over. It goes Lars first, then the enemy, and then Zarek. So Lars.
How
Alright.
far away am I?
Shit.
You're probably at Redwood now.
Alright, then so.
Okay. So we
Fine,
come in later, or should we roll initiative?
Like, should I roll initiative? If I'm not in
gonna
the
finish
room?
this round of combat, and then if you guys want to do something to potentially get into the room, you can do that after.
Oh, okay.
So Lars, your turn again.
Yes, I will cast Witch Bolt at level 2 this time.
Okay, go for it. Same guy, I'm guessing.
Yep. Oh, this looks better.
Oh boy. It's not a crit, is it?
No, unfortunately not.
So it's just 19 damage. It's only 19 damage?
Yeah, only 19 damage.
Yes. The witch bolt cracks into his chest, explodes through his body. Ah! His hood and his cloak fly back. He slams against the back wall. Ugh! He's barely on his feet at this point, and your bolt, is still locked onto him. It's both the stabby dude's turns. One of them is... They're gonna... One on each of you. I'm gonna say the hurt one is on Lars. So he'll get to stabbing you. 14?
14. Yeah, 14.
Okay, and then the other one was more than that. So that's 2 stabs on you. You take 8 points of piercing damage. And the other one will start stabbing at our barbarian friend. You're raging though, so totem style. Does a 15 hit you?
Does.
And a 10. The 10 will not. Get ready to take like no damage. It's 5, which is rounded down to only 2 points of damage, as you mildly get nicked. He looks
Look
miffed.
at him and grin.
I assume my concentration's gone.
How much damage did I say I did to you?
You said 8.
8 damage, but it was in 2 hits. So
You have to roll for concentration.
yeah, you have to roll for concentration. It's the DC is what, 5 plus the damage you took. So you have to make
half of it, I think.
is half the
2
damage.
DC 9s.
2 DC. I'm just gonna say 2 DC 9s. Just do 2 Constitution saves.
2 constitution saves, right.
As long as they're both above 9, then you're good. Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
your witch bolt does fall.
Damn shame.
Gives him a little bit of a breather. It's our barbarian's turn.
Look at the one that just cut me lightly and swing at him.
Yeah, go for it.
Slash.
8 points of slashing damage. Yeah, that definitely connects. Barbarians, they don't need weapons to be good. Or armor.
Given my draconic heritage ability.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get into a fist fight with a dragon. Yeah, he takes like a good chunk of damage. He doesn't look bloodied yet, but he doesn't look good either. At the end of the round, I'll leave our people outside the door. What would you like to do to deal with this locked door scenario?
I want to cast Thorn Whip and try to pull the door open.
Okay, you're just gonna try to straight up do some damage. I'm gonna say it automatically hits. You can just roll damage. It's a
Okay.
door. Oh, sorry, 16 to hit, right? And then, why do I click?
To roll
Click.
damages? What? Oh, 2.
2 points of damage. Yeah, you deal some damage to it. You start pulling on it. You can see the hinges start to crack and whatnot, but it holds fast with only 2 damage. But we have our friend Marlon. Would you like to attempt something?
Yeah, I guess I should probably also hit the door. Yeah, I guess I'll just hit it with my dagger.
You give it an old stabby stab? Alright, sure. Why not? It automatically hits, so just roll some piercing damage.
Oh, okay. Then, I'll just roll it in. There we go.
What's with this clicking thing?
What? Oh, I don't know. What the heck?
I've never seen that before.
That's strange.
That's new.
5 points of damage. You kind of get at the doorknob, and you manage to jimmy it off. The doorknob falls off with the lock going with it, and the door starts creaking open. We're back at the top of the initiative round. You guys are just gonna be bottom of the initiative, okay?
Well, can I get through the door?
I'm gonna just say that's it for now. This shouldn't take too much longer, anyways, with how hurt these guys are. It's our sorcerer's turn.
Yes, I'm going to cast Burning Hands at level 2, which is a 15-foot cone.
Okay, I'm gonna say that hits both of them, plus the guy sitting in his desk.
Let's go.
They
Give
what?
me power, baby.
Do they just have to make saves?
Yeah, it's a
DC
DC 14 save.
And that's just to take half the damage, right?
If they take half the damage if they...
Make it.
Yep.
The hurt guy makes it. The very hurt guy makes it. The just somewhat hurt guy fails. And the guy sitting in the chair, yeah, he also takes the full brunt of that one.
13.
Okay, flame fills the room as the desk's like on fire now, I guess, at this point. They take their damage. No one is on the floor, but man, those guys, the two that are fighting you, look very hurt, and they drop their weapons and they immediately concede to you. And the man who is sitting at the desk says, fine, and he starts like he's trying to pat out the fire on his desk. Just leave us be. Just leave.
It's not. Dirk suffers not those who attack him lightly.
So I have a feeling these lot must pay for this.
Well, it's our barbarian's turn. They've taken their turn to not attack you at all and just throw.
So
their
I'd like
hands
to
up.
make an intimidation check and tell me everything you know.
Sure, go for
Would
it.
I get advantage since they're surrendering?
I'll just adjust the DC appropriately.
Oh well.
Yeah, they completely are at your mercy. Yes, whatever. What would you like to know? Anything.
Turn to Lazarus and let him handle this because I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, first of all, who are you working for?
The man at the desk looks back and forth. And he pulls his shirt down and reveals the same tattoo that one of you had seen earlier. We're members of the Gloom Ilk.
What of the members of the Gloom Ilk got against us today?
I don't know what your plan is with this letter interception, but we need to make sure this war keeps happening.
And tell me, what is so profitable about this war for you and your employer?
It's just the way of things. It's what we do.
I see.
Can I
You're
roll
there.
insight?
Yeah, you can interact.
I kind of want to roll insight on my allies. Make sure that they're not like make sure that they're still on the same side.
Oh, don't worry.
You mean on Lars and Zarek?
Yeah, I don't know, just the way he's asking him questions about why they're doing what they're doing, and to me it's like, who cares?
Okay.
Unless
sure.
maybe they're
Great
thinking
trial.
about like switching sides, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, roll for
Oh,
it.
trust me, we have much darker ideas.
Ooh, you're
I
not
just got
able
a
to
5.
discern much.
What's going on here?
Now, I think we can make a compromise here.
I already got the information.
Oh, no. This is completely separate. These men are going to continue coming after us. They can make a constant train, and I'd rather avoid that if it's all possible, and I think I know how to do this. So, now, my good barbarian friend, would you mind dealing with those two thugs? Me and Commander over here, we're going to have a nice chat outside. We're going to discuss a few more things. Is that alright with everyone?
What?
Oh, don't worry.
No,
It's
I don't want to
completely
I
fine.
want to talk to who now and what? Alone?
Well, you can see if you want, but I don't think you'll like it.
I don't know. We're not going to torture these guys?
Oh, torture,
Fan of
of
execution.
course not.
Make it quick.
No.
But I'm gonna walk over to the heavily wounded one unless you guys want to stop me.
Oh no. No, you go ahead.
Sure. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna to kill him. I assume since would I have advantage on the attack, or
He's not defending himself. You can just roll damage.
that's
Yeah.
8 slashing.
He had no hit points left. He is unconscious, bleeding out on the ground, and the other one.
I tore out his
Why?
throat.
Why do you just kill indiscriminately?
Paid to do.
There's some smoke is starting to like, since there was fire, so
Alright.
smoke is starting to make its way out the hallways now.
I'd like to grab the main guy and leave.
You'd like to, grab him?
Yes, well, do I have anything to tie him up, I wonder?
It
that's
seems
all.
like it might be a little bit hard since there's people out there and we don't really...
Oh, it's okay. We'll just save it with City Watch and apprehending some criminals. Yes, I've got some hemp. I've got some hemp and rope. Tie him up. Say we're City Watch.
You kept 50 feet of hemp rope under your clothes.
You have no idea where a man can hide some rope.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
But also, I don't think we can just lie and say we're City Watch and have no identifying. Well,
We're deep undercover city.
Hang on.
watch.
Would I have seen the City Watch before? Would I have seen any of their men?
In your days here at Ironfell?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'd like to change my face to one of theirs.
Certainly.
that's not-
I don't know if they'll believe that you would just be attending the party, like, undercover. Is that the plan?
Yeah, the plan is that it was undercover to catch a criminal hiding deep in with an assassination plot for a noble.
That's
if your
something
face
that they're
is
doing.
so recognizable that people would recognize you without any of your clothes recognize just your face, being like, "Oh, that's
Oh, it's
That's
Jim!
hard. Why would-
Jim's here!
why
Jim's
would-
at the party,
why would
guys!
you go
Yeah!
under-
Well, I don't expect them to. It's just that if anyone does stop for some like deeper questioning, they'll like report that it was this man. They give a description. I'll say, "Oh yes, he was in us watch." You know how it is. Just making sure that it's back to me.
I'm gonna kind of speed this up a tiny bit just to keep us on
Yep.
pace.
I'm just gonna execute the other guy on the ground.
You're gonna execute the other guy? Okay. You
Uh,
don't even have to roll for it.
I'm just like
let you kill him.
looking over, like, what did I get myself into? Raise up my flute and just ask, does anyone need healing?
I think we should leave.
Appreciate.
Yes, we definitely
Yeah.
should leave.
So I'm gonna let you. Everyone will leave except for Lars. What did you want to do with this man? By yourself?
I do want to leave. I want to
Okay.
take him out just to a quiet area. Then I want to read his mind.
Okay.
I have a spell for it.
Sure, you can quickly read his mind. What are you trying to discern from that?
Oh, I just want to learn everything about him. What he knows, who he knows, how he acts, how he speaks,
Okay.
where he goes, all that sort of things. I just want to
Just
know
so you
everything
could
about him.
potentially be him is the idea.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
gonna
much.
take a
It's so
while,
that
man.
we can infiltrate them later if they become a bigger problem.
So I'm gonna move you guys along and have you just outside the mansion again, and then I'm going to give us a quick 5-minute break because this is about midway through the stream, and I just like to
This is ominous.
give my actors. Oh wow.
I'm sorry, what do you mean ominous? You're the one who's killed. I just wanted to find out a guy's memories. You execute people in
boy.
cold blood.
Well, whatever. I've already made that the picture. I didn't mean to do that. That's fine.
Zero will drag everyone
Yeah,
in
you
the
guys
group
just have a
down
quick
with
5
them.
minutes and
Oh,
don't
boy.
worry about this picture.
So Redwood, you did cast a healing spell on me, right?
I'll be.
I just kind of asked, did
Well, I
you say,
did
like,
respond
yes?
in the positive. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then I guess I'll cast Cure Wounds, like touch it, play a little tune, and you get 8 hit points back.
That brings me up to above 30.
I feel like we went very different directions here.
Dumb muscle. That means I'm executing anyone and everyone.
Sorry, no, there's a difference between dumb muscle and executioner.
Well, you did want it.
I just said deal with him. I mean, I knew you were gonna do it, but I didn't say it.
I feel like that it's more obvious that you guys all should have perhaps been a little bit more cautious. I got the information we needed, and I didn't get stuck in a room and attacked.
Ah, well,
Oh, we didn't expect there to be like 3 of them.
here's the thing, though. We now know a
I'll
lot
see.
more, significantly more about our
Hmm.
enemy.
And we
I'll
also
be right
might get
back.
paid more.
Probably not.
I mean, we just gathered a bunch of information on the people who were going to try and stop us. Information we weren't given or told that there would be opposition. We could probably argue for a better pay.
Yes, but we also caused a massive scene.
Yeah,
It's
that's
probably
my point.
it probably
There's also
even itself
blood
out.
all over the walls and things. Like,
Yes, well, they never saw my face. Well, they might have seen my face, but they never saw my face afterwards.
that's not my point. This wasn't
see
supposed to be. This wasn't supposed to be something where we had to kill and fight. We were supposed to be keep simply gaining information.
Hang on, that man's not dead. I'm letting that man go. I'm letting that man that I read his memories go.
You're killing him?
No, I'm not killing him. I'm letting him go. I want him to warn everyone to be scared of us.
Right, but then that just puts a target on us, which we didn't have before.
Like, we'd have that target anyway. We know exactly who we were.
People so far. They were all
Maybe we-
murdered by the same character as well, so that's that.
Executed by me, yes, but the only execution the guards are aware of at the moment is one of self-defense.
And hopefully, the bodies will kind of be burnt to a crisp by that fire I started.
I mentioned one of them had a hole in the chest. The others just had light claws on them.
Yeah, but the fact that you have claws on them kind of more indicates it's you.
Well,
My whole, it's more about being professional than anything else.
I felt like,
but this is totally something Xeric would do.
and I managed to get some useful information and a possible contact later down the line because I don't think that guy wants to mess with us.
Though I would probably need to stay out of those conversations since he probably hates me.
Yes,
I mean, yes, you are. It is totally possible, but I don't think that it's necessarily part of in the job description. Is my point.
no, it's more of it's the extra bit, you know.
You guys, smile.
If you want to make a good service, you need to throw in an extra free.
Is everyone back?
Yeah. Oh, except coffee. Coffee's muted.
I mean, if you guys are gonna, do you guys want to just like fight each other?
What?
Well, we weren't fighting.
Oh, I'm just.
We were having a spirited debate.
No,
Debate over the ethics of my executions.
We don't have ethics.
That's actually, I care less about that, more about just the lack of professionalism displayed.
Totally in line
We
with
destroyed
what I
the
was hired
evidence.
for.
Well,
You did not destroy any evidence. There is burned walls and blood all over the place and dead bodies. How is that destroying evidence?
slightly
Oh, yeah?
murder hobo-y, slightly, but that's we'll move
No, I'm
on.
not
I
saying
mean-
it's not even murder hobo. I'm just saying this is my character. I know my character saying this.
Oh, your character's upset that it was unprofessional.
He's more of a it's soldier. He thinks
Yeah,
he's got to be professional and thinking he's just kind of like with him. He didn't really have any problems. He ran into a guy. He got away from him. He found the right guy with the information. Yada yada.
Yeah, you're
And they all
crushing
went
it so
to a
far.
room and almost
Oh,
got.
we thought that guy was the one with the information.
Well, of course I understand that, but he was lying. So
Yes, and at that point, it's better to remove anyone that knows of our involvement.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to double check. Redwood, you're back as well.
she muted. I don't know. I think she's gone.
Yeah, I think she's gone.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Oh, wait a minute or two longer then, and then we might
Yeah,
have
so
to
I
move
don't
on
think
without-
anybody else left.
What the hell is an olive joy? And who made this abomination?
I don't know.
Also, that's what I do. What I immediately imagined the guy eating the meat looked like.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Why? Why is that automatic fault?
Because
So
God.
I was curious. I guess maybe it doesn't matter just to get through. I was just like, because there's like blood and stuff. I wasn't sure if we can just like leave the house like that.
If this
I intend
wasn't
to-
a
I
one-shot,
intend to hop out a window.
I can worry about ramifications and stuff like that later.
I thought we were taking these characters into the campaign.
Well, I mean,
I'll-
depending on if they're
I
murderers
thought
or
the
not,
fire
they
dealt
might
with
be in
it.
prison by the time the real campaign starts. Who knows?
I just made it sort of. I thought the fire would have dealt with the bodies.
Yeah. Well, he managed to pad out the fire on his desk, so the building didn't burn down. I feel like that would have drawn a lot more attention and
I think
probably
the
would have
bodies
ended
are
our
pretty burned,
session right
but
here.
all they know for a fact, or would be able to deduce, is that a blue dragonborn might have been involved.
Yeah, actually.
But given the
Considering
fire,
evidence
that
of
would
scratches
be less
and fire,
likely.
they don't seem like they know much about dragons. I think they're just you entirely.
Give me a second. What?
I said, I don't. I don't think they know about dragons much. Like we don't.
I mean,
seem
they
like
saw me
do.
breathe lightning, so. Well, the
well, no one
aftermath,
saw
right?
you do it. That's alive.
Oh, I think they
They saw
assumed you
the
breathe fire.
aftermath of me
That's
blasting
true.
lightning.
That's true.
The
I'm
outline
back.
I
of
do want to
lightning
become
is fire.
famous.
Hey,
I need to buy followers.
Hopefully, I didn't like make anyone like.
Nope, it's alright.
Okay, good.
We're all back. We're ready to start up for the second half of this. The amazing conclusion of D&D one-shot heist.com. I don't know.
11.5.
So you
on
guys-
the way out, I'm just berating them quietly for the lack of professionalism.
Let the
Okay.
heist.
Right in that guy's mouth. So you guys return to the tree. You gather all your equipment. You can have your weapons and such back.
Yep, I'm grabbing my weapons and I'm
Nice.
going to be making my way out of here because I don't want to be around here when they notice the fire. I just say we can discuss this when we're not at the scene of the action.
And so then to kind of backpedal when you guys entered, it was a long road. You come down a long road and then you enter into this alleyway. And at the end of the alleyway is a main thoroughfare where there's basically a busy street way. And you're about halfway down the alleyway when, boom, comes picture. The group that has been harassing you all this time suddenly appears at the other end of the alleyway with just so many dudes.
mob?
There's dudes, lots of dudes, lots of guys and gals and people, and yeah, they're gonna come at you. You're gonna have trouble counting them all. There's just a large number.
I have a plan.
Okay, sure.
Do it.
I know fog cloud. We could probably run away using that.
Oh yeah, and I know darkness.
Okay, those are both awesome. Does anyone want
Double
to
that.
roll perception for me real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. We all can. But I didn't see nothing.
That's good enough.
I'm riding the adrenaline.
So you guys are all looking around very quick, trying to plan your escape. Boom, boom, boom. Anybody who rolled really poorly, I'm going to use your passive perceptions anyways to bump that up to a reasonable number and basically give you all this information. When planning what you might do to potentially leave, you notice a couple routes of escape. Number one, you notice there are some ladders or like some possible like fire escape-esque. I don't know how to make that into fantasy world, but just imagine it. Make it work in your brains.
Yep.
To climb up onto the rooftops, and you think you could run on the rooftops of these buildings. You know that Mr. X is only about a few blocks away, so maybe if you just ran the rooftops, you could do it. That's obviously something that's going to require some kind of athletic skills because you're running on rooftops and you're going to be making jumps and whatnot. Alternately, you notice that there is an opening, kind of a sewer grate opening that you could potentially climb down into the sewer systems and move that way. You suspect they will have trouble following you or may even be deterred to follow you, but you're not 100% sure what it looks like down there and if it will bring you like how close you'll actually get to where Mr. X is. And the third thing that you notice is actually on the road there appears to be a stagecoach where the people had stepped away from it, and you feel like you could get on it, and if someone wanted to man the reins, it's 2-horse carriage, and you guys will just be booking it down car chase style. Whatever you guys choose to do in this situation, you'll have to choose to do it all together as a party. I don't have the rules to split this up. It's if you guys split up, you guys have to choose together what you'd like to do.
I think that I have. I think as a soldier, I think I have like land proficiency.
Vehicle proficiency? I do as well.
Land.
What are my proficiencies?
Just like
Yeah.
vehicles, so I could get in the car, ride it or whatever, or drive it.
Okay, so you guys are thinking the cart on the road. Is that the plan?
Yeah, sounds good.
The
Mhm.
group's running, but if the group decides the horses and the carriage is the way to go, I'll follow.
I mean, I have like no dexterity.
We could
That's
like
just
make it
athletic.
appear as if we disappeared with some magic.
Yeah, I was planning on just disappearing and changing my disguise quickly in my face and just.
I mean, if you
going
have an
to
alternate
crowds.
way to get away, that's fine too.
We kind of still need an escape route, whether or not like what kind of magic you guys want to use, like invisibility or something. Or
I have the darkness spell and
I also have pass
Yes,
without
Bob.
trace, if that's useful.
oh yeah, it is.
I mean, honestly, all of those work, but again, we do have to actually pick a route because unless we all turn invisible and just hide in plain sight, they can follow us whatever direction we go. So we have to like.
Yeah, I
You
think
go
stage
into the-
two
Well,
But
that's
how
all
would
of
we
us.
know what direction we
Yeah,
went
darkness
if like
spell
we
and hop into the
hide?
sewers for a bit.
Yeah, if we go into the sewers, the darkness, because they wouldn't know we went down, they'd think we just ran away.
Yeah, but there could be some dangerous things in those sewers,
Yes, and I am very durable.
and it's quite unstylish.
That's true. You
Okay, that's
you
not
may
a
get
good reason
an
to it, though.
untoward smell.
I think
I
I'm
could-
just a land vehicle, and I'm fine
I'm
with
for the
the
land vehicle.
I could also
Sure.
cast G-Craft, like make a noise of footsteps to make it like it's like a noise of like running away, so we could trick them into thinking, oh, we ran that way, but instead we didn't.
Sure, that sounds good. So
You can
the plan
cast
is
darkness behind us.
Darkness, and then we book it for the.
the cart.
Well, cast afterwards because we can't see in the darkness.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you guys are gonna, the majority of you at least, are running for the unmanned. I just called it
Cart?
a road cart. What is that? That's a bad name.
Carriage?
Carriage. Yeah, that's a way better word. Why did I call it a road cart? That's not a word. That's not a thing.
Not sure.
A road
Somebody was
cart.
tired.
That's,
They
you
don't
know, one
have
of those
good
carts
words.
that you put on the road. Okay, so and Marlon, you're gonna take the reins, and our shadow sorcerer is gonna cast darkness.
Yeah,
Which is
right,
good.
right into the middle of their crowd.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to kind of slow them down and confuse them for a bit. So the rest of the party.
Coffee could cover our escape by casting fog cloud on us when we depart to further obscure us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's kind of a busy street, so I mean, you might be causing accidents and stuff. It's up
Maybe
to you.
just prepare to cast it if we need to, if we get caught again.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
we don't need
that's a
tons
good
and
thing to
tons
keep in your
of
bag if you don't get away.
Should I do the Druid-Craft thing of the footsteps? To like
Can't
further
hurt.
confuse the crowd after the darkness thing?
Sure, yeah,
Go
you
for
could
it.
go back down like towards the sewer. Maybe they'll go into the
You make
sewer.
it sound like we're also going up the ladders?
Yeah, alright, I'll do that. Like
Oh yeah, these guys are super
Go into the
confused. Then.
sewer.
like a plonk noise as like to assume like, oh, we went down the sewers. Footsteps, splush, sploosh.
Okay,
Beautiful.
excellent. So you guys get into the carriage, you pile in, and Marlon grabs the reins. And can you do me an animal handling check? I'm guessing is it you add your proficiency or you got advantage because you're the soldier? How does that work?
I guess I have proficiency in land vehicles, so I guess I would add proficiency.
Be there too. Could I provide assistance?
And
Could I also
so
provide assistance?
if you don't have animal handling already, then I guess you can add.
I
your
have a
proficiency.
+5 at something.
To animal handling.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should be driving.
Well, I think it's just because the land vehicles thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, so you can add your proficiency as well. You can just roll a land vehicle one instead of animal.
But if
handling.
like you drove and I
animal and
just
ask them
like
to
kept the
cooperate.
horses in check.
Okay, so that's plus another 2, so I just got a 10.
Okay, a 10's good enough to get them moving. So you as you start to as the carriage starts to pull away and you hear some go, oh no, my carriage, whatever. I'm gonna walk in here or something, and you notice some like arrows kind of these guys, you know, in the picture they have pitchforks and stuff, but they're armed and you know shooting arrows, landing on the ground. They didn't hit anybody. Your cart starts going down the street. You're like passing. You're trying to like get around people that are in the way. Hey, what the? It's kind of like when you're playing Assassin's Creed and you just kind of bowl through people, and they're like, whoa, what the? And as you're going, you're feeling good for a bit, but then out of nowhere, you notice a side street comes another cart, another horse and carriage with some more of these angry-looking mothers riding on the horse or on the carriage as well.
Mothers?
Sorry?
Can I
said mothers. Just more bad guys. More.
Can I use speak with animal and ask those horses that are coming at us to stop?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. What's speak with animals? It's just a cantrip, and then you can speak with animals.
It's first level at will, and I got it because of my totem barbarian.
Okay, and then
Isn't
you're
there a
going
ritual
to.
spell though for you?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, I wouldn't be able to do that. 10 minutes to cast.
But our Circle the Shepherd can talk to animals.
Yeah, I can.
She can.
I could also like help. And say like, yo, stop.
Yeah. You can roll persuasion on the horses if you'd like. You can just straight up talk to animals. That's just like a passive ability of yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the coolest Circle of the Shepherd thing. They are actually powerful, but that's so.
All right. Yeah. Go for it.
So
Roll
persuasion.
persuasion and convince them. Hey guys, just like chill. Like, what's up? That's pretty persuasive.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna look at my chase rules that I had built out here.
I'm one with the horses.
What are
Okay.
you saying to them?
Please stop. Just don't.
Stay there.
Just don't. I've had a long day. Just don't.
Just don't.
All right, awesome. Okay, so they're gonna kind of take a bit of a break. Can you, as the driver, roll me animal handling again or land?
Oh,
whatever you're
yeah.
doing?
Cool.
Should I help?
You're kind of busy doing other things, so I'm gonna just have
Right.
him do. Okay.
Makes sense.
It's even worse this time. It's a 7.
Yeah. So as you're
Oh, boy.
driving, you barrel through like a food or a fruit cart, and fruit goes everywhere. When you smash through it, and some of the like wood and splinters and stuff hits the players, and
My cabbages!
Oh man,
you
that's
each
a drive.
take 4 bludgeoning damage as the stuff just like scatters and hits all 4 of you. So you each take 4 bludgeoning.
Okay, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I'd like to just go and cast. Where is it? Yep. Whereas I decided to cast False Life.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, you can have some temporary hit points. Go for it.
Right.
There you go. You're definitely less dead.
All right.
You notice that the horses that you were told to stop, eventually they get them going again because they're being whipped enough times until they're like, oh well, I can't just listen to someone telling me to stop. I'm being hurt. I have to keep going. So eventually they start catching up to you. You're getting further down the road, like you're getting further and closer to where you need to go. This other cart starts to like smash into you. The two of you are carriages are hitting each other, and you're actually close enough to potentially do some melee or attack. You notice that there's 2 flunkies in the carriage as well as one riding it, and they're going to try to like slash at you and shoot you with arrows and stuff.
Can I hurl my javelin at their driver?
You can, sure. Roll to hit.
14.
Yeah, that's still gonna get him though. It doesn't go into him, but it manages to like scrape across his arm, and he's kind of bleeding a bit. He's still holding the reins, still going.
I shouted at him to leave. I don't expect him to. I'm just giving him a chance.
Right,
the rest of you want to do anything?
yeah, I'll go shoot the horse with a firebolt.
Shoot at the
Horse.
horses with a firebolt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll to hit.
Oh, yes.
Oh wow. Okay. 4 points of fire damage.
14 actually. I think I got. Did I kick crit?
Oh, did you crit there?
Wait, let me check. Did I?
That's a 16 plus 6.
Oh, wait, hang on. I got 20. Oh, whatever.
I didn't think you had a +2. That seemed to really load it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It brain confuses me.
So the horses they kick up and they kind of buck a bit, and the guy that's riding, whoa, and the guys in the back are like trying to get their bearings, and a couple of them fire arrows at you guys. I'm just gonna quickly look at where did I put it? Okay. Lars is going to take an arrow, or at least it's going to be shot at him.
Ooh.
And Redwood's going to get an arrow. So first arrow coming at you.
Ow.
A 10 on Lars, that's not going to hit you. And a 10.
Oh,
Okay,
well.
so it's just arrows just going.
Oh,
It's
it
missing you
hits.
entirely. You
That
guys
hits
are
me.
okay.
10 does hit me.
Can you give me another animal handling check, Marlon, as you're trying to continue to steer these horses through the crowded area?
I think 10 actually hits.
Yeah,
Lars.
10 hits me.
Oh, a 10 hits you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
This
take
is
an extra
atrocious.
7 points of piercing damage then.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Your false life kind of failing you.
Okay, and then I have to move their
Another animal handling.
11.
11. Okay, 11 is good enough to manage to. A bunch of people are carrying. Yeah, why not? Let's make it a comical 2 guys carrying a big pane of glass, and they're coming across the street, and you manage to. Whoa! You just get out of the way, and then the other guys smash through it, and they're like, ah! And they're all disappointed. But like the guys that are chasing you have now like shards of glass in them. They're like, what the? They're kind of bleeding a bit, and they crash into you again from the other side this time, and yeah, you guys interested in doing anything?
I
in the back?
wanna cast Fog Cloud.
You're gonna cast Fog Cloud now? Sure, yeah, go for it.
Yes.
But I'm gonna cast.
Are they close enough for me to hit them with
You're gonna
melee?
be, if it's only a 20-foot radius, you're gonna be out at, like, you're moving pretty quickly.
Hmm.
Will it keep them from? I guess maybe wait until. Is there going to be like a turn coming up or anything?
I imagined it as
Would
a
it
10
be
blocks.
dumb to use Reedcraft again to mislead them? And we went some other way. But are we fast enough for that?
Okay,
Well, so I'm like,
I'll take this
if we
into
make a
consideration. This is good stuff. I'll say that you managed to get them to run into something, and when they do, they crash into like another comedic fruit cart. Sorry, as it goes all over the place. One of the guys actually gets hit and falls out of the carriage and rolls on the ground, and then they finally break out of the fog, and they're still coming after you. Give me one final animal handling check.
Okay. Haven't been rolling too good, so.
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
amazing, yeah.
21
There it is.
time.
You finally kicking into gear. You're like, oh, I have to say, yeah, okay, this is working now. And the horses like pick up speed because you're like, how are they always catching up to me? Well, you learn the little
Finally
cheat
broke
code.
the
You put the
horse,
cheat
guys.
code in. The horse starts actually galloping fast, and the other guys they pull over and they're like trying to like gather their buddy up, and they finally you guys can take a breath as you Whoa! Stop! Right in front of Mr. X's apartment that you're used to being at.
Could the druid tell the horses to keep going?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh.
So it'll look like we're still moving.
Yeah?
But it's not.
Be free.
Be free!
Go! Start
You
your
did
horse
well.
revolution!
Hell
Be free,
yeah.
they're still attached to the carriage.
Hey, you know.
Nell's just gonna slink inside the building quickly to avoid drawing more attention.
Yeah, let's go inside.
I'm the most noticeable of the party.
I'm going to go change my face back to the original one I was using at the start before I head in.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Dun, 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 dun.
Imagine my clothing is filled with holes and blood.
Yeah, you guys are. I don't know how much damage everyone's taken so far, but I'm sure you guys have been keeping track, and you're probably a little battered, a little bruised.
I'm at 9 health.
I'm down at the end of this 10 points from when I started, thanks to the healing from earlier.
Okay.
I am not doing too well.
I'll be
My
honest with
AC
you
is
guys.
awful.
I do not remember the voice I used for this guy at the beginning, so.
Real quick, can I wild shape into a cat? Just for the funs of it.
Wild shape into a cat? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I'll pick you up and put you on my shoulder.
That's terrifying.
Now.
It's like looking in a mirror.
I pick her up and put her on my shoulder.
All right, awesome.
Thanks, Dave.
So the 3.5 of you walk in, and you meet with Mr. X again. He's sitting in his chair, petting his cat. Oh man, I do want to be famous. Man, I'm so glad we get those. I get those posts. Look at that, 3 of them, 4.
4 of them.
Wow.
I've never had so many.
5.
No,
I must be part of some algorithm. That seems unnatural.
that's definitely not good.
Yeah.
Shocking's cracks his knuckles. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so you arrive back at the lavish apartment of Mr. X. You guys look like you must have succeeded.
Yes.
More opposition than we were informed of.
Why? Who did you encounter?
The glue.
Actually, I should know this. Like, didn't I just absorb all knowledge?
All
That
knowledge
poor
about
guy.
everything. Yeah, you know more than I do.
I don't know how much you know, but
I know more than the DM.
We know the name at least.
Yes, they're known as the Gloom Ilk. They're notably they're a group that exists in the main campaign as well. The other characters.
The
have-
Gloom Ilk intervened in this. They attempted to ambush us.
Multiple
Well,
times.
I hope you know that
we were still
We're-
successful.
what we're doing here is for the greater good. Whatever they're trying to do, I'm sure is nefarious indeed.
They wish to continue the war, from what I understand.
Just seem nuts way.
Additionally, they are down a couple operatives. That helps.
Well, it can't hurt, that's for sure.
Yes, and we know lots about their operation now.
Sazi's let her come. Did you get the information? Did you meet the courier or the contact?
Yes, I did. They got trapped in a room.
It worked all for the better. All for the better, my good man.
Okay. So you explain to Mr. X what you would learn, which is that there's an inn, a few hours out of town, that the courier is known to always stop at on his way back in because there's a barmaid there that he, fraternizes with, has a few drinks and stays the night, so it would be a good opportunity to steal the letter from him. Hey, it's a heist now! You're gonna steal a letter from a drunk guy. He's ready
Then
to
burn
steal
the
from a
tavern
drunk
down.
lech? And he hands, I guess he'll hand, I keep forgetting
You're trying to work
his-
with the most
Marlin
sensible.
the letter because
Both Lazarus receives it.
What?
Makes sense. He can shapeshift.
No, I don't know. I missed what's
What?
happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
saying I think Lazarus should receive the letter. Like,
Do
to
you?
end it off.
I don't
Yeah,
know
It's up to the
I-
party, I guess. If you guys want to give it to someone else.
I'm sorry, I think I just missed what people were talking about or something. What's that?
Sorry, so did I. I was paying attention. Cat.
So he gives the letter to Marlon because Marlon was the one who said he got the information. But if you want someone else to hold on to the false letter, that's up to you guys.
Take a rest before we get
I'll
there.
log 'em.
I have that in my notes. Yes, you only get a short rest because time is of the essence, and you have to do this quickly. You have to get there, and then you have like a short time to wait until he shows up. So you get that 1 hour short rest. You guys can all heal up.
Okay, how many spells do I get for that? How many spell slots?
As a sorcerer?
Yeah.
Unless you have some
No.
passive ability I don't know about. I don't think
God
you get
damn it.
anything.
God damn it. And how about health?
You can roll hit dice.
I want to do that. How many?
As up to 4, I would think.
Oh.
Which is plenty. You guys should all be able to max out your hit points again, I would think.
Yep.
Like 4d12 since.
I'm back.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna say I
Can I
don't-
spend my short rest annoying Mr. X's cat as a cat?
Sure, yeah. Although I pictured the short rest being after you had arrived, you all are like staking the place out for an hour. But I
Yeah.
like the flavor of you messing around with the Mr. X's cat before leaving.
Like she was doing that while the rest of us figured
Yeah,
it
for
out.
sure. Yeah. While you guys were explaining what had happened, the two cats were just like having a fun cat time, and our barbarian friend questioned if eating the druid would taste sinewy as well.
I'm not eating a friend yet. She's emergency food
He.
at work.
Not that hungry. Yeah. Okay.
My fill of violence.
Okay, so you guys stake out this inn. Oh yeah, right. I forgot that I am a little concerned. I don't think I have enough to fill the whole hour left, but that's okay. We'll do.
Maybe the inn is ambushed by bandits.
It's okay. We'll
Oh,
spend an
no.
actual hour just role playing a short rest.
I'm pretty sure you guys, if you guys get randomly attacked by something, it will be owl bears.
Oh
Yeah.
god, I can't defend. I've lost my
Well-
I've lost all my level 2 spell slots.
That's why you
Well-
stay in the back and throw cantrips.
Will we get to hear the legendary owl bear noise? Please.
Do I have that somewhere? I swear, somebody.
Oh, like you looked it up, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. I like that it goes in reverse.
Hell
You're
yeah.
playing it, I can't hear it.
I didn't die.
Yeah, I can hear him.
I heard it in spirit. I heard it in my heart.
I
Y'all
always hear
heard
him.
it.
You'll have to just Google owlbear noise then if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Because the stream heard it, but I didn't send it through Discord, so you guys will have to look it up on your own
Is it
end.
just the first one?
I believe so. I'll do it again so that you can. YouTube owlbear. That's all I searched, and then owlbear
It's
growl.
in Discord.
Show up in the setting.
Oh, it's in
That's
you guys put it in the Discord. Yeah, that's good.
I want one as a pet.
Best noise.
That's what it sounds
I want 3 of those as a pet.
like. Owlbears are pretty sweet. They're half owl, half bear. I mean, what else do you need to know about them? It's like Bearman Pig.
Yes.
And take bear owl.
Man, bear, pig. Half man, half bear, half pig, half owl.
Did you know that you can only ever have one apple? Because as soon as you have 2, it's a pear.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
So, what do we see?
Joking aside, filler. That was filler arc right there. If if anyone watching was curious. That's how you burn up a couple of minutes when you don't think you have enough content.
Exactly.
So you're at this inn. You see the courier arrive, comes in on his horse, and he gets off. He has a mailbag with him, and he enters the inn. And you guys wait a little bit because you know he's going to have a couple of drinks, and he's going to settle in. And
I'm going to turn to Lars and suggest, no, not Lars, Marlon, and suggest we could draw attention away from what's going to happen if we stage a fight down there.
yeah, exactly. So I purposely didn't make as much content this time because the last one didn't finish in time. And now I'm worried I'm going to... It's hard to plan. It's really easy to do a campaign because you can cut it whenever you want. Just start up the next week. But one-shots, you're like, how do I fill 3 hours trying to guess how much stuff the players do in the middle? It's really quite impossible. So, sorry, what were you guys planning before I decided to talk to chat?
Suggest to the group we could fake a bar fight to draw additional attention away from whoever's flipping the letter.
Could do that.
This man seems like an alcoholic. We could challenge him to a drinking contest. One of us, then the other one, once he's blind drunk, could go and take it.
I could
Probably
turn into a
handle
bear and
the
scary, barge in and scare everyone.
That might make him run away. We don't want
Was
him
there
to run
guards?
away.
I'm sorry, I missed a little bit. Was there guards or something? Or
No, we're discussing how to distract the guy so we can flip the letter in even better when he's drunk.
What
No,
if?
I got that part. I didn't really know. I missed the description or whatever of what we're.
He's so far. You guys are still outside the inn. You saw him go in. You waited a couple minutes to let him settle in and maybe have a drink. Are you
What
ready?
if I cast snare and like we somehow got him to fall and get into it?
If we know where he's going to go or be, like his room, it would work. But we don't know. Is he staying here? It's like nighttime.
Yeah.
And
the
he
inn.
might end up sharing his bed, so.
I mean, that would make it easier, arguably. But
2 sets of eyes, so. Harder, I think.
I
Something's
mean,
harder,
I
that's for sure.
suppose. I think it may be morally hard. Unless he's sleeping with someone who's like a sorceress or something.
We don't know. Could be a retired adventurer.
So, anyways, we should just go in. Should we all go in?
We could enter separately and separated by a few minutes each.
Sure.
We could just try to pickpocket him, I guess.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If we get him blind drunk, then we pickpocket him, it'd be more likely to succeed.
Well, I'm
True.
not going to drink on the job, but
Speak for yourself.
I know. I'm just saying.
Challenge him to a drinking contest for this. If this is what the group believes is needed.
Okay. So are you guys entering the inn?
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah.
are we on our outfits? Like, the same outfits we went to the party in?
No. Now you're in your general
Alright, good,
adventure
good.
gear.
Adventuring gear, I assume.
I'm always ready for a masquerade party.
You guys can keep the masquerade masks though, if you'd like. The
No, I'll
outfits
be
are on
alright.
the back, the actual like clothing, but the masks themselves, out of hygiene, he actually said you guys can all just keep your masks. And you can decide what animal or whatever your mask was. One of you said lizard already, so the other 3 of you, yeah, if you want to keep it.
Crocodile lizard.
Who knows? If your character ends up being in the actual campaign, then maybe it comes up down the road.
The croc killer.
As you come close to the inn, you notice 2 heavily armed men sitting outside having a couple of drinks, and they eyeball you guys, and the one says, "You guys aren't gonna start any trouble, are ya?"
Oh,
Why would
absolutely
we?
not.
No magic, no
Of
weapons.
course not, of course.
And then he goes back to drinking with his buddy. You quickly surmise that they're both far stronger than you. I'm just gonna make that notable so you guys don't try to kill them. And
I wasn't planning on causing any trouble. I was just gonna get
no,
drunk.
I just feel I feel sometimes a DM doesn't impose threat onto the players enough. Sometimes you can have a game going where the players just think that they're every challenge that comes at them they're supposed to take head on. So it's kind of up to the DM to say this is one of those challenges you don't take head on. They're
Okay.
just here to keep you from murder hoboing the entire inn for some reason, because theoretically that gets you the letter.
Well, that also kills the deliverer of said letter.
That's
So
true.
we
The
need him
deliverer
alive at
technically
least.
has to deliver your fake letter, so you don't want him dead.
And we don't want a whole inn dead because that would draw way too much attention.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't want him
all-
to even know that this has happened, or people will think that someone's tampered with the letter, and then, yeah.
I'm down for killing enemy combatants, but random people
Not
at
in
a
this
bar.
instance.
We're not
no.
killing anyone.
Mhm.
Not killing
Okay.
anyone.
I have an
It goes
idea.
against
I
Xeric's
could just-
own honor system.
What do you got?
I could play him a tune to, as like, I don't know, a distractions thing?
Sure. Well, I'm gonna put you guys
Entertainment
in
tonight.
I'm gonna give you guys the inn. So you guys come in. You guys get a table. To not be conspicuous, you guys get a round of drinks. It's up to you guys if you actually want to drink them or not. And you notice a couple of other patrons in the inn. It's not super busy, and you notice our courier having a drink with one of the barmaids. A woman is sitting at the table with him, and the two of them are drinking and laughing and having a good time. This sets the. You can come up with your plan from here.
Oh, I actually have a brilliant plan now.
I have an impulsive plan. But should I do it?
I mean, is it going to
Case
involve looking
scenario,
in trouble?
I fight our way out.
Okay, we're not going for the fighting plan.
Well, that's why I said
No,
worst case.
I don't want to fight.
Worst.
I'm just gonna go walk up and say, around for the happy-looking couple. On the house, of course. On the house. And I'd like to just play for a round for them.
Sure.
Can I play Careless Whisper on the flute?
Is Careless Whisper?
You know that song. Wait, let me get it.
I thought it was a spell.
No, it's this song.
It sounds like a D&D spell.
Oh, I can't. Okay, I know what song it is, but I can't. I was about to play it, and I'm like, well, that's a good way to get my audio muted.
That's not a good idea.
Just play it with 16-second pauses in the middle.
Yeah, it's just smooth jazz. I'm just gonna say it's smooth jazz going on right now
And
on your pipe.
instead of jazz, it's a flute somehow.
Yeah,
Flute
jazz.
cover.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're getting him in the mood a little bit. He says,
Should I roll for performance?
Yeah, go for it.
Come on, nat 20.
So our courier there. Oh, you're feeling the atmosphere is palpable at this point.
Okay, so we're getting a guy horny and drunk.
Well, he
Yes.
We are
accepts your drinks,
of
but he
moral
looks at you like,
crusaders.
this is a private party, buddy. And he can. But thanks, I guess, for the drink.
Oh, it's no problem. No problem at all.
And he
You
just
know how
goes
it is
back.
with young love. Got to encourage it. I'll go back to the table.
Yeah.
I keep actually before like I started playing, I just chugged my thing,
Oh, okay.
the whole thing.
Awesome.
So I'm going to town.
Do you want to do a con save real quick? For
Sure.
downing the beer or the alcoholic beverage of your choice? Am I gonna get arrested for like getting a minor drunk?
Hang
You
on.
are!
No, my character is 21, so it's
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. That's what I tell them too when I was younger and I went to the bar. I'd just be like, yes, with my characters.
That was a fail, I think.
Yeah. You're starting to feel it. You're a little on the tipsy side. Potentially, some things you try to do may have disadvantage moving forward. But you're feeling it. You're definitely feeling the alcohol. You're in a good mood, though.
Can I talk to the innkeeper or whoever about the rooms?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not gonna do a voice for him. He'll just talk to you meta-wise and tell you. Yeah, you can totally get one if you'd like.
How many rooms are there?
They have 3 rooms. One of
Okay.
them is
And
spoken
then-
for.
Or how many are spoken for?
1.
Just one of them? Okay, and I mean, I suppose I'm sure all your rooms are great, but are either of the remaining rooms nicer than the other, or?
This kind of establishment, they're all pretty much the same. couple of beds.
Okay. Is it pretty obvious that the room that's taken is for our friend, or not our friend, but our target?
You figure yes.
Okay.
But maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, it's possible that because it's someone who works there that he's going to be spending the night with, that maybe there is a private room, like an employee room. You also consider maybe the the two heavily armed guys, maybe they're planning to stay the night. You're not sure.
Okay, I guess I'll ask. I'll be like, try to be nonchalant about it. I don't know how I'd need to roll for this, if I need to roll. Just kind of, this gentleman over here, he seems to be knocking back quite a few. Have an empty. Is that his room or?
We'll take care of him. He's a regular. Don't worry.
Ah, okay. That's good to hear. I know I worry sometimes when I see people throwing back so much alcohol in establishments and there's no open rooms, if you know what I mean.
I mean, there's always a stable.
True that. In my youth, I probably woke up a few times in a stable.
You drink enough, the floor gets mighty soft.
Or I guess that doesn't really let me know. How much would it be to have room for the night?
5. Nah, even that seems like too much. 3 silver?
3 silver? Oh, okay. I guess I'll get a room. If I can get a room that's like, I don't know if they're all next to each other or what, but like the ones closer to.
Sure. Don't even worry about the cost of the room. I mean, I'm not charging you for the drinks either. It's pretty negligible. Sure. Yeah, he'll allow you a room. We'll worry about it if your character's in the next. Like, we'll worry about it later. I don't think it'll matter.
That's fine. Yeah, I got you. We have a guy telling us to do stuff. He probably gave us money or something.
You're gonna get 3,000 gold for completing this whole thing. So at least that's what he said.
So I guess I want to like go check out the room. Like it just like, oh yeah, I guess I'll go put my stuff in there or something.
Okay.
And because I kind of want to check out the other room, but.
Question: does the courier have his bag that would have the letter in it with him, or would that be in his room?
Yeah, he has it on him.
That makes sense.
And how many drinks would he have drank by now?
He's had a couple. He's had the one he actually drank the one that was bought for him, like almost immediately. And he's having another. He's enjoying slowly another one. You guess he probably had one, possibly even 2 before you guys showed up.
We'll have to have a few more before he gets absolutely pissed then.
We could probably go to him and do a drinking contest if the 2 of us start one.
You're gonna start a drinking contest with him?
I'm just suggesting that me and Lazarus could start one and go with the courier into it.
My good man, I have a proposition for you. You seem to like a drink. Now, my friend here, he believes he can outdrink anyone. Now, what I propose is that
I've had a very long day's travel. I would like to be on my own business here.
You see, here's the thing. He's so confident that he will pay you 10 gold if you can beat him. 10 gold can you a decent way in the world, I think. You can never turn down some money like that.
You can roll persuasion.
Come on.
Guy's getting drunk.
That's insanely persuasive. Oh yeah, you're the busted changeling. That's why. Yeah.
When it comes to alcohol, my man knows it all.
Could use that 10 gold to pay off my bar tab, I suppose. But it looks like your friend hasn't had as many as me so far. Wouldn't be fair.
Well, you heard the man. Get out the scratch. How many have you had currently?
You notice the barmaid is trying to calm him down, telling him not to have too many. Yeah, I do would hate to turn down a challenge like this. I could really use the 10 gold, but
Say I'll even cover the drinks for both of us.
it's not worth what I'll be missing for the rest of this night.
It's a shame. Honestly.
I mean, that
Can't
was good
even take him a
it was
simple offer.
really good persuasion, but it was not miss out on your monthly nookie persuasion.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how good of a roll you could have got. That was an 18 plus 6. Like that's
Like the upper end of his rolls.
Yeah, clearly, unless you get like a nat.
maybe a natural 20. He would have been like, I'm celibate now, haha. But I don't know. He's pretty.
Maybe just one. Okay, so can I check out the rooms?
Sure. Yeah. You can go into your
Is the other room locked?
Yes, I'm gonna say the rooms that you don't own, that they gave you a key to your room. So the other 2 rooms, one of them is already paid for, but they're both locked, other than yours. And you look at it and it's just a couple of beds, like a little desk with a candle on it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess I'll go back. I kind of want to keep an eye on the other room, or basically, essentially, like if he goes to sleep or if somebody goes in that area, I want to like make sure if it's his room or somebody else's room.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of hang up upstairs.
Well, I mean, like I'll come down because I'm assuming there's nobody like wandering around here, anyways.
Okay. So
Or I guess actually, maybe I should just check and see if there's somebody in the room. Can I like roll perception or something?
Yeah, sure.
Because if there's somebody in there, then it probably isn't his room.
Go for it. You
11.
you don't hear anything from either of the rooms. As far as you can tell, they're empty.
Okay. I'll come back downstairs, but yeah, again, I'll be keeping an eye out in case somebody decides to go up.
Okay. As this is all going on, the courier is on his last mug of drink, and he's about halfway done. Just letting you guys know, he's getting near the end of his drinking.
Right, yes, well. He's got the best dexterity out of all of us.
I have a 15.
Oh, I've got your dex. I have an 18.
I have this many.
Right, we're going to need to, move quickly.
You want to like sleight of hand the stuff?
Yes, but the best person for it, not me. I've not got the best
Well, yeah,
dexterity.
I don't know if I should try though. I mean, I feel like if anything, it's going to be 2 checks because I have to pull the letter and then put another letter back in.
I could help by like distracting him with my sick tunes. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Can you give me actually another
Me
performance
and
check real
Lazarus
quick?
could stage a fight additionally. Like, just make it look like the 2 of us are arguing heatedly. Maybe even come to blows.
Is there any kind of magic that our friends have that can help with?
You do remember the guy said no weapons, no magic. when you
I
walked
have-
in.
I have guidance.
That's useful. Oh yeah, no, I remember there's not supposed to be magic. I'm assuming it would be something we could cast, either like away from other people being around.
Like,
I mean,
go out of the inn, cast it, come back into the inn, possibly.
Lazarus could use message to fuck with the courier's mind.
Oh
I'm
my god,
pretty sure
that could
that you
actually...
know who sent you the message. I don't think they're like, who's that?
Well,
He quickly looks
actually, I
around
can
the
change
room
my...
and sees a man
actually,
pointing at him strangely.
Yeah, under the table.
Under the
No,
like
I'm
finger
pretty sure
guns
the way
into the
it
table. You're like,
describes it as you know.
Actually, it can go through walls, and if I know where they are, I can do it. Like from even
Again,
if I
I
can't see them.
think that they can hear like your voice.
No, they
no.
can't hear me. It's only like I can change my voice as a changeling, so it'll be a different voice only they've heard before.
I think oh my god, let me just okay, I'll look it up. I'm just saying I think that so maybe I'm wrong, but because sometimes it'll say that they'll know who's sending the message or whatever. Maybe not because there's different ones. There's one I think in like
it's called sending or something like that.
yeah, with sending it's like that. I guess it
As
doesn't
you're doing this, the
really.
courier pulls out his bag of rats and summons 2 swarms of rats.
I guess it
I
does.
want
Someone
that
said
back.
that?
I mean, they can respond, so I guess.
What's the plan, guys? He's on like his last sip.
I don't have anything. If you guys want to try something, I will help. But I'm kind of
I'm not
hoping
sure.
that
We need to
I'm
pick. I think we need to pickpocket him.
I'm not built for
Clues
this,
to
so
music
I'm just the muscle.
intensifies.
again. I will do that, but only if you guys are enacting something else, because I'm not gonna just do it. Because I don't think I can get over to him and pickpocket him like easily. There's people kind of keeping us back.
What if?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is, I'd like cast darkness or something, but can I?
But I mean, that's not gonna be.
Well, I can't. I don't have the spell slot.
Oh, I mean,
I
either
kind of
way,
want to like put on like a show to distract everyone. Maybe
mean-
somehow use druidcraft to make, I don't know, harmless sensory effects.
I mean, you can probably just like play a tune, and I don't know if that would give
Eh.
me advantage, maybe, possibly, but if you
I
rolled
could
really
make
well,
it dramatic by like jumping on a table and
I
like
mean,
being
that's kinda like
obnoxious
helping.
about it.
Okay. If you roll performance,
Okay.
maybe he's distracted.
No,
Damn.
is it so bad it's distracting?
you
It's
fall,
the-
you
it's the
climb on the table,
alcohol.
immediately slip. You're back down on the ground. You're still playing your song, do 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 do, just trying to ignore the pain and
Ignore
the
the
embarrassment.
pain.
So bad that he actually sobers up a little bit.
He puts down his mug and he starts motioning for the barmaid and him to go. And he stands up. He starts moving towards the stairway. Anything? Anything from you guys?
I'm following
Can't
them.
do anything.
The tune must go on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and I guess I'll order a drink like as they're going towards the stairs, and like a few like 15 seconds after they go up the stairs, I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. Well, you notice that as he's he's a little bit on the tipsy side, and as he's stumbling up the stairs, he accidentally actually spills some of the letters out of his courier bag as the two of them start going up the stairs.
So they don't notice?
He hasn't noticed, no.
Can I
Wait, since
can
I was
tell
like
if this
following
is-
him for shits and giggles and like I'm close, could I like somehow snatch it
Yeah,
the
sure.
right way?
You can try to. You mean like before it hits the ground type thing, or are you just talking about you're gonna go pick it up?
I mean, I'll try to.
Well, I'm
just-
already close, so like I could.
I mean, you're
It would be
prone,
cooler
you
to
can
like
kinda get
pick it up mid-fall.
Sure, you can give me sleight of hand, but you're tipsy, so with disadvantage, please.
Alright.
Might want to let me do it. Oh, come on, another good one. Another good one.
Come on, let me
Roll
click.
even higher.
I mean, I won't even roll much higher. Okay, 12 was
There
not-
we go, I clicked.
I mean, I really.
It's nothing complicated. It's just grabbing a letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
all
I
it's
know.
about
Which
getting
is what was
stealthily.
going through her mind when she grabbed for it, and like somehow, what the hands? There's more than one letter. You managed to grab one of them, but it's like, it's not the. It doesn't have the seal on it, and you see the one on the ground that does have the seal.
Oh, we can see it? Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, can I?
Mm-hmm.
So mine looks like exactly the same, right?
Yes.
Okay, and he hasn't noticed it, that it's fallen?
No, he's going up the stairs and he hasn't noticed.
Is there anyone else like here that can see if I just like dropped down,
Second.
swapped them out, and then was like, "Hey man, you dropped your stuff."
Now, there's something better to do than that. Okay,
Um,
this is charisma.
Wait, is what is what, does it work? What I'm saying? here?
what? Okay,
maybe.
I don't know.
That's
There was a couple of things happening there. You're gonna quickly check to see if there's anyone around first.
Well, I'm just like I can't remember. Was there like other people in the bar? Like, is it like crowded or?
There were some
They'd
people.
all be looking at coffee on the ground.
As you guys are kind of planning and trying to decide what to do, a large, bulky man steps on the letters and just snarls at you guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up. Excuse me. Look, this man dropped his letters. Do you mind if I just go bring them to him? I take one. I take the one from bloody.
Yeah, man, we
A
just tried
and
to
from
help.
Coffee. I take one from A and Coffee.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Yes, I am. I'm not sure about these two.
What's with the attitude?
What's with your attitude?
She's drunk.
So he's standing on it, or can I sleight of hand it? I'll figure out.
For Christ's sake. I'm just gonna go. Can you
I
please
mean,
step
I
off the
guess there's. Sure, you can try sleight of
A
hand.
drink.
Is he like
is
standing directly
standing
on
on
the one
the
I'm
letters, but that doesn't mean you can't get an awesome sleight of hand.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna make it hard. I guess.
I'll quickly order a drink and offer it to him to distract him.
So we could just talk this out.
What is the guy doing? Is he like just standing there looking at us, or is he gonna like tell the other guy?
He's standing on the letter, and he's just eyeballing you guys, who are all clearly trying to get at these letters for some reason or another.
I was over at the table doing nothing till now.
I mean, I was right next to the area, so I'm not. Sir, you dropped your letters.
You say that to the courier?
Yeah, up the stairs.
What?
I came up.
He's gonna turn around. He's gonna. 1 second. He says back up the stairs to. You can only assume is his companion. He starts kind of stumbling a bit down the stairs. He looks up at the big guy. Can I have my letters back? What about these guys? Points to you guys. I don't know.
I like pick up some letters with like a gesture and like try handing it to
Well, you have
the curator there.
No, that's
So,
right.
yeah.
You didn't catch one out of the air.
Yeah, so let's just give him that one.
Well, no, you didn't. You didn't end up getting it. So.
Oh, can I just pick one, a random one from the ground, and like hand over?
As you go down to try to grab a letter that this guy is standing on, he just slugs you across the face, and deals 4 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
I'm gonna stand up and say, "Don't you hit my teammates."
What happened?
I just tried to help.
No, what's
Jeez.
happening? I lagged out.
Ow!
Hey now.
I guess I'm just gonna watch and like take a sip. I don't really know. Like, is this guy like a bodyguard? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what's
I don't
happening
know.
at
You
all. I
want insight or
disconnected.
something?
What?
I got
I thought-
kicked from the roll 20. Give me a minute.
That's-
Praise the Dark Lord. Don't worry, the image hasn't
Does he
changed.
say that? Because if so,
No.
Oh.
DM. I'm trying not to DM. So, what is this guy?
Again.
Is he picking up his letters off the ground, and this guy is like blocking us from getting over there, or like what's? I don't really. I'm trying to figure out like if this is worth me trying to get down and be like, here, let me help you, or should we just like let it be and do something later? I don't know if I have to roll for this, or I don't know. I don't know if I can't picture it or what.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to get you guys out of this situation.
I could be like, hey,
This guy. I guess I'm just gonna sit back, sipping the drink that I just ordered, and just be like, whatever. I
Okay.
don't really.
If
I'm
you
gonna
guys
act like
are
I
like a
don't
couple
care.
feet back, he'll step off the letters and allow the courier to start picking the letters up off the ground.
Okay. Oh, just a
So
sec. I'm just gonna
breaking
get
in the
roll
middle of the night.
persuasion.
well, he stepped off.
Persuasion? Who are
Oh,
we?
for
Or not
Christ's
yet.
sake.
I'm
What are you trying to persuade?
Just that we are trying to receive the letters, and that he is just getting in the way right now.
You,
be friendly.
so you're talking to
Somehow.
the
The
The big
bloke
guy.
standing on the letters.
He's telling the
Yes.
big guy to get out of there.
Just please move your foot. We're just trying to.
Well, he
Some letters.
he
I
did
don't
move
understand
his
the problem
foot, and
here.
the courier is picking up the letters now. He's just standing
Oh,
kind of
right.
like
Good.
imposingly in your way.
Oh, I thought it lagged around.
I'm gonna look at you guys and just be like, hey, guys, they got it. I don't think we need to help pick up the letters. Okay, we're good.
Just gonna walk over to the bar guy and just order another drink after getting up from the table.
All right, cool.
So I never left it.
So the big guy's just gonna go on his way. The courier's gonna put all the letters back in his courier bag, and he's gonna start stumbling his way back up to his room.
Did he get our letter as well in there?
No, I didn't put it down.
I thought I took it from you.
What?
So,
Well,
like,
it caused
no.
the problem if we went to get the
No, I had it. I have the best sleight of hand. Why would I take it to somebody else?
I don't know. I think I was lagging during that time really bad. So I don't know
Oh.
what happened.
I'm gonna. I guess can I go up the stair? I'm gonna look at the guy and be like, can I go up to my room? Or...
Well, the big guy has already gotten back to just drinking at a table again. He's
Okay, I'm gonna go up the stairs to my room
Okay, sure.
and hopefully figure out which room they're in without being too obvious.
Sorry, 1 second. I just need to stretch real quick.
No problem.
I have an idea. What if, like, I look for rats and, like, convince one
Sorry.
to,
about
like,
that. I'm still
go into
managing,
the room and, like, be like a rat spy or something. I also have this thing that's called, I think it's Bee Spawn, where it can, like, look through the animal's eyes. Something like that.
Did you want to spy in the room or something?
If you find a second rat, I can use beast sense and speak with animals to try and convince it to help as well.
I also have beast sense. So, you could just, like, try, I don't know, spying, seeing what it does. Or, like, ask the rat politely to get some letter or something.
So wait, you guys are looking for random rats in the inn?
So did I see which room they went into?
Yeah. One of the rooms that you knew wasn't yours. They go into. You hear the laughing and giggling, and the door closes.
Is it possible for me to catch up to them, like, as they're closing the door or whatever?
Sure. Give me an athletics to see if you can.
Okay.
make
I mean, I
it.
don't want
Do
to be
you want to
obvious.
tell me I
I'm
just need to
burning
step
up.
away for a minute?
I got a 5, I guess not, probably.
You kind of just like you get there, and the door is like closing as you.
Okay. Is it locked, or can I tell if it's locked?
Investigation.
Yeah, I don't want to like make it obvious that I don't want to try to open the door.
Well, don't roll a 1 in investigation.
Yeah, 15 actually.
You didn't hear it lock, and it doesn't look like there's a locking gauge. Like you can kind of see the light where you think the locking part would be.
Is it possible to do the kind of thing? I mean, this is obviously an older type of latch, but like, if you like put like a put something inside of a latch, it won't let door lock or close all the way with like a modern door?
It is closed though already. You're saying you're gonna open it, put something in there, and then close it again?
Well, I want to maybe like try to like slide something in between the latch and the frame so that it can't really actually lock. Does that make sense or no? I maybe not. I can't.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. We're running into some uncharted territory here. I was kind of expecting this to have panned out slightly differently. What time is it?
It's 9:42.
Got a couple of minutes, so maybe I don't have to completely rush through this.
Well, I guess we can just wait and wait for them to fall asleep because that's. I mean, other than going into the room, attacking them, playing some nonsense. I don't.
I mean, we could get some rats to swap some letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if a rat is going to be able to differentiate between the letters. Is all.
Well,
They
So
can
we
slide.
get
one
some
of them is just like a seal.
commands.
I think get letter with seal is a basic enough command.
Was there
Like,
anything
get
else?
the
that would-
other letter that looks like this. And
Is
then
there any
put
other
this one in
seal-
that one's place.
DM, would that be feasible? Because I don't know if there's anything else that looks similar enough that like an animal would be like, what?
You didn't see all the letters in the bag. Who knows?
Any other ones
Is-
that we saw?
You only saw one with the seal on it.
Okay. I don't
Is
know,
there
like-
anything that we could buy that a rat would like and wanna get as like a bait thing? Rats.
They sell food at the inn.
Yeah, that was kind of a given.
Yeah, can we get some cheese?
Sure. You order some cheese from the front bar guy. I'm losing my words here. The obvious person who would get you cheese gets you some cheese.
Let's do a perception check to see if we
Got
can find
cheese.
some rats
You're just gonna check for rats? Shh.
or mice or any creature we can use for this idea.
I'm gonna consider that investigation more than
Use
perception.
perception, but yeah,
Sure, you already rolled it. You know, I bet you if you went outside and you looked in some of the like, you know, lesser traveled areas, maybe there's like some storage in the back or something. You'd probably find some field mice or something.
yeah, I guess I'll do that, and then I'll start on my own casting speak with animals and to start talking to it. That's just going to be my next 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll-
Can I also like go outside and like look for rats? Also to help with the cheese.
Wait,
you guys don't find any rats. Rats. I have a
Well, not
feeling-
necessarily rats, like
yeah.
mice.
Question: what kind of windows do these rooms have? Like, are they
Uh,
always open?
I was gonna ask
I'm
that
gonna
too.
go with the same kind of windows you see in the picture.
Openable or no?
They look
yeah.
openable in the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, I can't tell for sure.
Sure.
But would a bird be able to open them? Is the question.
I mean, we can
Are
just
there
climb-
windows that a bird can open?
No, there's no.
Yeah.
No. But can
Look.
the person open up the window? Is like an openable.
Yeah, I would think so.
Air out the room, but probably not while it's happening.
Oh,
Of all the stuff I put in this one shot, I did not think this is what was gonna be the stumper.
What did you expect to be the stumper out of curiosity?
Uh,
Hell?
I don't know. I actually thought people would fail the climb up the window because I prepared fall damage and stuff, but you just rolled like a 25 or whatever and climbed it immediately.
Yeah, I got a +6 on that.
You see, we are incompetent in new ways.
So
I have a whole bunch of like situations where if you had tried them, there was appropriate DCs and things to see if you could have had them happen.
I think
I-
that we
I
can
don't know.
go-
I'm not really sure. I kind of want to just say, wave my hand and say you guys figured it out in the morning somehow.
I
I
mean,
wanna see
if
what
I had
we
my
do
if
if
I had
we
my
can.
spell slots, my plan was just to kill him, take on his form, pretend to be him, and deliver the message myself.
I mean, theoretically, you can take a long rest and do that in the morning, I suppose.
I guess that's plan B if we don't succeed.
It's like that's plan like Z.
Yeah, it's the last resort, really, isn't it? Kill him,
Yeah.
take on his form.
And you guys
Give it a
thought I
British
was
stamp.
the monster.
So let's just go with I don't know about anybody else. I want to wait until it's late and I'm relatively certain that they're not awake anymore,
Sure.
and I want to try the
It
door
doesn't
and see
even
if
take
it's
that
locked.
long. About an hour, maybe. Not even. You can
I
imagine
have
that
cheese, and I'm
they're-
not gonna waste that cheese.
I'm just gonna assume I managed to convince the rat. I can just tell him I can use the rat to see if they're asleep or not.
Yeah, there's a little mouse, and his little mouse's name is Squibbles. He says, "Hi, my name is Squibbles," in mouse language.
Squibbles?
And you're like, "Wow,
I'm-
I didn't know mice were smart enough to have names." And he's like, kind of offended. He's like,
Hey,
"Squibbles
I'm
has
a-
a name."
Totem barbarian. I totally speak with animals on the side.
Yeah, but they don't actually speak back. You're just high on mushrooms.
Is the door locked?
But yeah, I'll ask Quibbles to take a
No,
look in there
the door is not locked.
to see if they're asleep or not.
And Squibbles goes up.
Can
and
I
he says
also
that
pet a mouse?
is he just gonna relay the information, or do you see out his eyes?
I'm gonna use beast sense as well to see if they're awake. But yeah, I want double confirmation. So
Okay, yeah,
can
they're
tell
they're
me.
both asleep in bed.
all right. I just relay that to Marlene.
Do you see your tag?
They're asleep. Do I with the mouse?
I just had a new option we could do.
Did we wait? Okay, we're doing
Can I
something.
see the bag with the
Yeah,
mouse's
do that.
eyes?
Roll investigation.
Sure. Investigation.
Seeing if two people are
Oh.
sleeping is really easy. Searching a room is
Oh, nice.
okay. He didn't see it at first, but there was a coat hanger, or not like a coat hanger by the door that has the courier bag on it.
Cool.
On
Easy.
a table and
Just
relay this
open the door.
information.
Okay. Can you roll
I'm gonna-
stealth for me?
Yeah, I will. I'll please. 14. I guess they're asleep, so maybe.
Yeah, the door.
They're exhausted and drunk and asleep.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're pretty out, but
All right. You think they're asleep still?
And Quibbles tell me since I asked him to hop up on a table to get a better look at them, if they're still asleep or not.
Sure. He's on their nightstand and he's looking at them. And doesn't he have to return to you to tell you, or does the beast?
I can share his senses.
well, either way, I'm not gonna. You can't tell me.
Well,
I'm
that's
in the
true,
room.
Okay.
Just
Squibbles knows
have them,
things.
like,
You know
squeak
things.
if they wake up or something.
And meta information didn't pass to
I'm
your buddy.
just going to assume I'm standing next to Lazarus, who has a message spell ready.
I mean, honestly, I've been thinking of different ways to get this if this fails, and I don't like my new option.
Can
So, a
I
message?
take the stuff out of the bag? Exchange it?
Oh yeah, I'll send a
Okay.
message saying,
Yeah.
but
I guess you don't need sleight of hand because you're not doing anything sneaky about it. Yeah, you unclasp the bag. You're looking for the correct letter in a bunch of letters, so give me an investigation real quick.
Okie doke.
Yeah, doesn't take you
13.
long. Flip. Ah, this one. You pull it out, has the same Imperial seal from Thunderfist, the captain at...
As soon as I pull it out, I'm like, oh shoot, which hand did I put in? Kidding, I'm about to take one in. Yeah, I put the fake one in, and I, leave.
I recall Quibbles and tell him if you want, you can stay with me as my pet and get food regularly.
Alright, yeah. You
Yeah,
guys
speaking
have
of-
successfully completed the heist in a glorious, awesome, really exciting ending.
Oh,
mouse.
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 Yeah. And
Well,
Squibbles
I
comes
hand
down.
over the cheese and
Look on,
defeat.
look on a bright side. There are two options if this failed. One was murder, and the other was taking on that woman's form and sleeping with him.
Oh yes. You should just do that
So-
anyways.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
it was so complicated to everyone.
Someone just throw that woman out the window.
What
Or just
happened-
slip in.
My
what
guy
happened
didn't
at the
think
end-
of it or didn't want to whore you out yet.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely a ton of possible options, but the most basic one was the one that we just did, which is what I was planning.
There are
Like,
plenty of options, but every other option just got more and more immoral.
Yeah,
Squibbles
it
comes
just
down
got
and
a
he
little
goes
bit-
to Redwood there and starts begging for a bit of cheese.
I
So I-
hand over the cheese and defeat.
You didn't have to
Couldn't
give all
even
the
find
cheese.
my
You
own
got
back,
like human-sized
even
amount of
with
cheese.
Having the advantage of cheese.
Let's go get paid.
Okay, so
Quibbles, if you'd like to come with us, this will be my pet if allowed.
I'm gonna kind of wrap this up for us with a nice little bow now that we've filled the hour. So, when you guys leave the inn, sorry, what's his name? Marlin remembers. He thinks back and he's like, Mr. X never said anything about us having to keep the letter that we got intact. And so you break the seal and you open it up and you read what the original letter coming from the front was going to be. And it's from Thunderfist, and it reads in the letter that Thunderfist is starting to question the war effort. He thinks that there may be some nefarious actors that are trying to keep the war going even though it's not necessary, and he recommends maybe pulling soldiers back or considering some kind of diplomatic relations instead. But you've now replaced that letter with something else that you don't know what it is. So
And it'll likely increase the number of troops, though.
it's notable for anyone watching that this is not specifically the letter that Fallstar had sent. And the only reason that would be is because it hasn't been that long yet. But it's a very similar letter to the one Fallstar forged and sent in the normal campaign, which is, I kind of wanted to imply that that's what this letter was, but it's a different one. I think it's a nice
We
little
may
twist.
have ended up stealing a falsified letter and replacing it with another falsified letter.
Well, no, because the letter you just read isn't the falsified.
oh,
the
no, I'm
one
just
that-
saying that could have been.
Well, it
the
could have
case.
been, yeah. It could have been that you were trying to stop
other
Fallstar from
party.
informing everybody. So, as it
Yeah.
stands, we're not
Money's
sure
money.
what the letter what Mr. X's plan was, how that's going to affect the war effort. Again, I'll recap that in the party you did hear talk about potentially more soldiers going there, a powerful sorcerer going there to stop the constant regrowth of the forest, which is right now what's slowing them down. I do want to become famous. Oh my god, please buy followers and times and views. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one shot. I hope everybody got a chance to play a bit. There was some combat, there was chase, and hopefully
It was cool, thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm gonna try
Great.
to expand on Ironfell, and we'll talk throughout the week to see if we want to use these characters or possibly new characters, or what the whole spiel will be. I'm gonna do my absolute best to make it next Wednesday, but you never know. Sometimes stuff like this can take a while, but I have a feeling that by the weekend I should have a good, solid idea of what I want. And then hopefully you guys will join me with that. Although I don't mean to be mean to Ezekiel. I kind of don't want him in both campaigns, especially when one of them you're already two characters. Making you a third character in the same campaign does seem a little bit much. So if we do move forward with the three of you, I think we'll just start a party with 3 people and then look for a 4th down the road, possibly.
Yeehaw.
I'll come back as the big bad later. It's cool.
We are big bads.
I had
See what we've
plans.
done.
You're one of our lackeys. You just need to
I'll
stay with the group.
I'll come back as the big good then, because you guys are a bunch of murder hobos.
I'm not a
well,
murder
we'll
hobo.
see
I
about
don't want
that.
to be
I'm a murder
bad.
professional.
We might have
I'm
to.
sorry, Coffee, but your friends are evil.
You're
Yeah,
not
well,
They're
evil.
not
Well,
even
you guys
friends.
do
They're
tell me not to.
coworkers.
Your coworkers are evil. Okay.
I'd have stopped if someone had said stop at any point.
I didn't consider what we did evil.
So you're a lawful neutral, which isn't necessarily better.
I mean, look, we were always acting in self-defense.
No, we weren't.
I was. Lucifer wasn't when he executed those people, but I was.
I was acting in self-defense of them knowing we existed and were doing this.
Yeah, but I don't have that
Oh,
issue.
professionalism. My guy leaves because he wants to be more professional.
Fair.
Yep, that sounds good. Well, I
How
mean, we can
So,
throw a twist on it and say you
hunt you
leave
down
with
and
the letter, and then everybody else is screwed out of 30,000 gold, and then you really are a big bad, aren't you?
Oh, trust me, he would be hunted down and he would be killed.
I'd help dispose of the body in the worst way you can think of.
You guys can't track me.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't making it perfectly clear, but you weren't allowed to use weapons or magic, but you could have fought that guy.
We
Yeah, I
could
mean-
have.
I mean, if I rage, I can deal.
I thought about it. I'm like,
10
he can.
damage a
I looked at his
turn
stats. I'm like, he
at my
cannot
max.
fight 4 of you. And then you guys were like, I don't want to fight him. Other
It
things
draws
I
too
had
much
planned,
attention.
you could have sleight of handed it out of the bag. You could have just convinced him to give you the letters potentially with a high enough persuasion. In fact, that 20 whatever you did roll to convince him to drinking contest. If you had just convinced him to give you the letter, that was actually good enough DC to do that. So it's kind
Why
of.
would he have done that?
Oh, that's weird.
That wasn't even an option in my mind.
You
Yeah.
could have intimidated him. You could have. I don't know. I'm not saying you guys. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad. I'm just thinking. I had like all these like ideas, and then I was like, well,
went somewhere
they
else.
weren't obvious. I guess I wasn't doing a good enough job making the choices obvious. But I liked
Yeah,
the
we-
dancing.
You feel bad for
and
goofing
the
off.
ice And it was good stuff, anyways. I think it was
Yeah.
fun the way it panned out.
Quibble is my new favorite NPC, though.
You have Quibbles the mouse. For however
Yes.
long that spell lasts, I forget now.
It's a ritual that I can repeat.
Okay.
Isn't it like last like an hour? So you have to
Yep.
single hour.
So 10 minutes
I
out of
just
every
cast
hour of your life is squibble time. Okay. I hope you guys had a
Yeah.
good time. I hope everyone who watched it had a good time. I guess I'll let you guys do a quick. No, you know what? I let you guys do goodbyes last time, and it was really awkward. So you guys can all just
Rock,
say goodbye
paper, scissors,
on
go.
the count of 3. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. You all guys can just say goodbye at once. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Farewell.
Marlon out.
Goodbye. Yeehaw.
Bye.